Miggity mic check, check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Miggity mic check, miggity mic check, mic check 1 2, miggity mic check, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. What's happening? What's cracking, lacking, people? What's going on? Welcome back to the Random Show. Another barnstorm episode of the Random Show. We're going double content for your head top today. Today we had a bit of Taz and we had a bit of Random Show. Very rare day, but we did it. We got it all in. So we're here. Big up the stream chat. Big up LB, Purple Pidge, I see you. Big up Glenn Maderos, I see you. Big up Damaz197, Giron Rogier, what's going on? Apex Pada, my G, what's good? CVM, what's good, my jigger? Young Old Vibe, what's good, my jigger? What's good? Big up with Young Old Vibes. Is he the only person who stream every day but forget how to stream? Yeah, you know, man, living the dream out here, Young Old Vibes, living the dream. Big up Key P, big up Daniel Clements, my guy, what's going on? Mr. Still Your Girl, what's good? Micah Mills, what's good? Victor E, what's good? Old Man Tibber, what's good? Jaded, what's good? Big up everybody in the stream chat right now. What's happening? What's the deal, yo? What's the deal? Hope you're good. We've got a jam-packed show today. Jam-packed show today. Mostly Tfatk watch along, of course. And obviously checking up on some other bits and bobs. But that's the majority of the show. So sit back and relax. And let's get into it, innit? Let's get into it. Let me just quickly get my chat on my phone. Cool. Let me take the volume off. There we go. Boom. Let's go. Let's freaking go. So big up everybody in the stream chat. Appreciate all of you. Really do. Thank you for joining me right now. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. You know how it is. Actually, let me just make sure this accessibility is where it should be here. So let me just make sure this. Just get the text nice and big. Let's go to here, and then boom, ready to roll now. Ready to roll. Let's go. Big up Micah Mills. Big up who else is here? Purple Pidge, what's going on? Half the screen is not visible. What are you talking about? It's visible over here. Big up Brad Addock as well. Big up Brad Addock. Big up Charles. Your channel's history, loco. Why, fella? You had big numbers previously, now not. I don't know, my friend. We're just hanging out, having fun, bro. This is not the place to come and get loco numbers. We're just here having fun. We may get loco numbers in the future. We may not. We're just here having fun, shooting the shit. You feel me? We're just hanging out. You want loco numbers? Go to Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker has loco numbers. Loco person, but loco numbers. You want muy loco numbers? Go to Hassan Piker. Go to H3, Hashi Trez. You know, go to Hashi Trez. Loco guy, loco chico, but you know, numbers muy high. Big up Brendan Mullery, appreciate you. Big up Young God Vibes, because YouTube cut the T. Yeah. That would be my luck, innit? That would be my luck. That would be just my luck, innit? My luck would be that way. I would fucking get some traction going, and then that's just when DEI, you know, programs get cut. Just when I could step in and take advantage of them, boom, it goes away. So I can't take advantage of them. Fucking annoying, man. I didn't get none of that DEI love. I didn't get none of that fucking BLM love. I got none of that shit. I couldn't play my race card. I tried really hard, man. I was on here crying about being a working class immigrant minority content creator. It did nothing for me. If anything, I got demonetized. Imagine. I got demonetized during the one time when minorities were being fucking given everything on a gold plate. They were getting the red carpet treatment. Minorities were getting the red carpet treatment, you know what I mean? They were getting fucking carried on people's fucking shoulders. People were kneeling with kente cloths over their head. People were kneeling. People were fucking kissing black people's feet during BLM George Floyd issues, man. I couldn't even keep my channel not demonetized. I couldn't enjoy that. I couldn't even get a little, you know what I mean? They just all went past me, all went over my head. It all went fucking past me, man. So fucking annoyed, honestly. Where's my where's my what's that thing called? Where's my retributions? Or what's that thing called? What, is it retributions? No, it's not retributions. What's that thing that black people in America want? It's like giving them money because they because their ancestors were slaves. What's that thing called again? I forgot what the term for it is called. It's a very American concept, by the way. That's it. Reparations. Big up Asadas. Yeah, reparations. Yeah. Where are my YouTube reparations, man? I deserve them. I deserve some reparations. I didn't get zero. I got zero reparations. But you know, it's all good. Bless. It is what it is. Let's go. It's a Mario. What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, cool. First things first. I'm not gonna lie, man. This fucking bummed me out. I know some of you guys have already seen it, but this really bummed me out. So there's this new movement, I guess, starting where people are thinking that the sentence that Derek Chauvin got, the police officer that knelt on George Floyd, causing him to die, you'd imagine, right? People are saying now that that sentence was unfair, and that I think the main concern around it is because George Floyd was under the influence of some sort of drugs. He had drugs in his system. So I guess because he had drugs in his system and there's no conclusive way to kind of prove how he died. Did he die because of the neck on the neck? Did he die because of Derek Chauvin's knee being on his neck? Did he die because of a consequence of the drugs he took? Who knows, right? I guess that's the problem. I guess that's what some people are saying out there. So I guess there's a movement around there behind freeing Derek Chauvin and pardoning him and pushing that to Trump, which I think will be a really bad move. I don't think Trump is that dumb to do this, but I guess some people are out there are pushing for it. Number one being Ben Shapiro, so he shared it on his show, and then Elon Musk saw the clip on Ben Shapiro's Twitter and quoted it and said something to think about. And I'm not gonna lie, man, being as big as a tech guy as I am, being a bit of a nerd as I am, seeing Elon post this sort of stuff really bummed me out, man. It really bummed me out. Seeing Elon post something to think about in relation to Derek Chauvin being pardoned for what he did to George Floyd, I don't know, man. That kind of bummed me out. And it's not even to say that I think George Floyd was a perfect victim or anything, because those don't exist. It's not even to say that you're not acknowledging that he may have drugs in his system. The really sad thing about this whole thing is that we all remember seeing that video. We all remember what that video did to us, the visceral reaction you had when you watched that video. And even if Derek Chauvin's knee didn't actually cause George Floyd's death, what that represented as an image was so powerful, was so distressing. In some respects, I think that alone is worth a prison sentence in itself, because it reminded so many black people, especially, well, I guess so many non-black people, about how police interactions can go and how close some of us have been to sometimes losing our life solely based on the color of our skin. Because I think most people, even if you are the most, pro police officer, pro cop person in the world, you can say with some level of certainty, if George Floyd was white, he wouldn't have ended up in that situation. Especially if you watch the whole arrest, he wouldn't have ended up in a situation where a police officer is kneeling on him on the floor with his neck full pressure on there. He wouldn't end up in that situation if he's white. That's the most heartbreaking thing for me. It's not excusing him being on drugs or causing a nuisance or troubling people and being a deadbeat dad or whatever the allegations are against him. It's not to excuse all of that. It's just the really disheartening thing of remembering that video and thinking to yourself, rah, man, that could have been me. I remember situations where I've been in, dicey situation with cops and shit, and they come in on 10 when they know it's black people. They come in on 10, bro. They come in hyped to get down. Like, they actually want to get down. Like, they're on Wacth 100 time. I just want to get down, right? They're on Wacth 100 timing when they know it's black people. They want to get down, especially if you're bigger. Especially when we were kids, we were all a lot bigger than what we were for our age. So it's almost like they want to scrap. They want to test themselves, Especially the police officers here anyway, because they don't really have guns and shit. So they love a good argy-bargy. So you looked at that video, you're like, fuck, bro. I remember plenty of times when we were in the hood, in the ends, doing our thing, playing, causing a ruckus sometimes, or just kicking a ball against a wall, and police officers will pull up, like fucking, you know, the car will fucking skirt, then jump out of the whip and start chasing you, like as if like you robbed the bank or something. And when they got their hands on you, it was full on violence. So you can only imagine. I can only imagine what it's like when you're driving black or brown in America, when you're just doing your thing in America. I can only imagine, especially in certain states with certain trigger-happy police officers, with corrupt police forces. Like, I can only imagine how dicey it is in America. So to see somebody like George Floyd, who was already going through his issues, maybe mental, maybe drugs, whatever, end up in that situation, it was just harrowing. And then the look on Derek Chauvin's face too, that sticks in my mind too. You know, like, let's say what he did was procedural and it's what they do in the police force and it's part of their training. Let's take all that into account. It's just the look of complete lack of concern for his fellow human, treating George Floyd like he was a fucking worse than a dog. You know what I mean? That was the thing that you looked at, you thinking, Rob, man, this motherfucker is evil. That's a dark dude, bro. I can't breathe, completely ignoring the pleas and just kneeling. And even I felt like he kind of, you know, he pushed his knee even deeper into his fucking neck and shit. Seeing George Floyd's face turn purple and he's fucking black. Seeing his mouth foam up and shit. I don't know, man. If you see that video and you think Derek Chauvin needs to be freed, we gotta get down, man. I'm not gonna lie, we gotta get down. If you see that video and you think Derek Chauvin deserves to be freed, we gotta get down, man. We gotta get down. Honestly, I can't be having it, man. So seeing my guy Elon, who I love as a tech boy, as a Silicon Valley kid, as a startup kid, it's breaking my heart, man. To see the guy that, you know, I was in love with because of SpaceX and the Boring Company and Tesla, right? Stand there or sit, you know, type on his phone, something to think about in relation to Derek Chauvin fucking being freed. It breaks my heart. Ben Shapiro, I'm not surprised. He's a fucking worm. But Elon Musk, oh yeah. It breaks my heart, man.
If we are issuing pardons, however, there is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary.
Oh, by the way, not that, you know, only one of the rare times I'm going to agree with Nick Fuentes, but I saw a clip of Nick Fuentes. He said earlier how he's noticing that Ben Shapiro's, Jewish hat, I forgot what this thing is called, is getting wider and wider. Do you remember before he used to have a really small one? It was a very, like, almost a demure one, very demure, very pulled back towards the back, you know what I mean, kind of hidden. Nick Fuentes made a point of saying that how it seems like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger lately. He's really hamming it up, you know what I mean? Really trying to remind us where he's from. Like, we get it, brother, we get it. As Brendan Shaw would say, we get it.
That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. He should pardon him his federal charges. If we are talking about reversing the evils of the last several years in American life, obviously COVID and its handling was a massive evil. Destroyed the economy, set us on a path to fiscal insanity, destroyed children, led to massive health-related cover-ups, just horrifying all the way around. And President Trump has taken on a lot of those things. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riots that caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's race relations on their worst footing.
Big up Ryan Harty. I told my sister I listened to Nick Fuentes. That was a terrible mistake, bro. I told somebody, I think this was during when he first got arrested. When the Tate brothers were first arrested, I remember I don't know who I was speaking to. I was like, oh yeah, I was trying to find out what was going on, so I was reading around, checking news sources. I basically started a conversation of like, oh, I was trying to figure out what they did wrong. So I was going around looking and checking clips and stuff like that. And this person looked at me like I legitimately was I don't know, promoting or excusing sex work and sex trafficking and human trafficking, whatever. It was like, bro, I just said I was looking around the internet for information on what they've done for their crimes, to see what they've done, just so I can read it for myself, see it for myself. And the reaction I got from that person may as well have been, oh, Tate is moving into my house tomorrow. Honestly, that sort of stuff you got to keep it to yourself, man. Like people just, if you mention some people's names, just the mere mention of their names alone will make certain people just like want to crash out. It's so bizarre. Even if you're not a fan of them, like I don't fuck with anything Tate says. Do you know what I mean? That guy's a fucking charlatan. By the way, Tate is a charlatan only because I listened to him in full on PBD and I was like, you know when you just get a feeling somebody's off, you know? Like that guy is like he's definitely one of those, like he reminds me of a little bit of like the other guy I watch as well, fucking Steve Bannon or Tim Dillon. You gotta be careful of those guys, man. Tate, Steve Bannon's, those smooth talkers, those guys that can talk, you know, they can talk their way into a fucking bank vault. Those guys are very dangerous, bro. Those Steve Bannons and those Andrew Tates, you give those guys power, you give those guys money, they could take over the world, legit, because the more you hear them talk, the more they convince you of what they're saying, and then you're like, yeah, shit, maybe I should put some chips in my kids' brains.
In my lifetime was in fact the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not in fact commit murder of George Floyd. George Floyd was high on fentanyl. He had a significant pre-existing heart condition. George Floyd was saying he could not.
Big up Burt Reynolds. Is that true? I didn't know that. Big up Burt Reynolds in the stream chat. What? Wait, did we talk about how this is just a play for him to gain some attention, audience back, since he's been losing steam? Sorry. Is that true? Ben Shapiro's shows is on the dip. It's not getting as much numbers as before. I thought he was getting good numbers, because who was the person leading it? In that kind no, sorry, my bad. I take it back. I think in that conservative kind of field, the person that was making the most money, I think we checked last time on stream, that was what's his face with the woolly hat? That was Tim Paul, in it, right? I think Tim Paul was the #1 guy. So I think Ben Shapiro was in maybe the top 5, top 10 as well. So you're telling me he's losing steam? I didn't know that. That would make sense, because it does seem random, innit? Like I know he's a Republican and they like to stir the pot anyway, but it does seem random where he's just come out with like, oh, what's that? Pardonderek.com, like this whole point, like what is this? Like, why are you on this now? Why are we talking about this now? Like, it seems the timing seems very bizarre, very bizarre, very convenient, very out of place, odd, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's something that maybe Burt Reynolds was right. Maybe it's just a play to get some traction back on their site.
Not breathe before he was even out of the car. He was in the car saying he could not breathe. Derek Chauvin, for large segments of even the tape that was shown, had his knee on George Floyd's shoulder or back, not on his neck. The autopsy of George Floyd showed that he had no damage to his trachea, that probably George Floyd died of excited delirium.
Can we replicate it? Talk about replication. Do you guys remember when Steven Crowder did that? Yo, these guys work for their money though. Let's not lie. These guys work for their money, innit? Steven Crowder used to work for his mug club money. Do you remember when he did that reenactment? He did the reenactment of the George Floyd first. Like, yo, these guys are fucking crazy, man. I swear to God.
There were no accusations, even at trial, that Derek Chauvin had committed a hate crime against George Floyd or that he targeted George Floyd because of his race. Nonetheless, on the basis of extraordinarily scanty evidence, and despite the fact that there was massive pressure on the jury,
Yo, big up Chris Mack. These tribes are famous for what's that? For fomenting race wars. What's that? Fomenting race wars. Big up Chris Mack. Big up Darko Joe as well. This is sick. Let the man rest. Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like, I don't even want to get too deep into that. That's basically it. Not even let the man rest. Let us rest as a society, as people in general. Not even just black people, just people in general. Why are you stirring this up again? Why are you getting people riled up over something like this? So sensitive, still so raw, so painful. Like, why? Just let it rest, man. Let it rest. Go and do something else. Talk about Israel or something. I don't know. Like, why go on for this? Like, no one needs this. Like, life is hard enough as it is without people replaying the video of George Floyd passing away, you know, and that whole arrest, everything that happened around it, where they were, how it made them feel, their feelings on it, the friends they lost because of it. Like, come on, man, just allow it, man. Like, what is this, man? There surely has to be other ways to make money, easier ways to make money than this. God almighty, man. But I guess when you're in this game of like reaction, kind of like rage baity, clickbaity stuff, this is the game, innit? You just have to play until the very end. There is no too much. You just have to do what you've got to do to put on the table for your family, innit, I guess. But god damn it, Ben Shapiro, man.
Mayor of Minneapolis paid a settlement to the George Floyd family immediately. That the President of the United States suggested that Derek Chauvin was guilty right off the bat. That the jurors were being openly threatened and admitted as much. Despite all of that, Derek Chauvin was convicted on federal charges and pled guilty to federal charges. Derek Chauvin should, in fact, be pardoned on that. We will be covering that a lot more.
Fucking bars. Big up Young Old Vibe. It's fucking bars. Podcasts divide the country more than the news. Isn't that so? Isn't that so? It's fucking wild, isn't it? Like, god damn it, man. Like they were meant to be your what you call it, your escape from misinformation. Your escape from just too much information, right? You're meant to tap out and have some fun, so you're not thinking about your daily struggles. Now it's just like everywhere you go, it's misinformation. Like, where do you go to get fucking accurate news? Where do you go to like feel fucking proud of like where you are, where you're from, your country, what you've done, to find out some good news about your local area, about fellow fucking humans around the world? Like, god damn it, man. These niggas just want us to keep fighting. Like, it's always a us v them. When can we just like chill and just hang out, man? Fucking hell.
In coming weeks, because I think it is worthwhile to remember that there is a man who is rotting in prison because the media decided in the middle of 2020 that they were going to turn a tragic law enforcement stop that ended with the death of a man who had a significant problem with drugs and pre-existing health problems into the raison d'etre of the entire 2020 election. And it led to vast chaos. It led to, again, the destruction of racial comedy in the United States, $2 billion in property damage.
Oh no, racial comedy is dead in the United States. What a tragedy. What will we do? What will we do without racial comedy? Shut up, you fucking dork.
Guy rotting in prison, who the evidence demonstrates.
Funnily enough, though, we can't do racial comedy about your race of people, can we? Huh? Racial comedy's dead, but let's do racial comedy about your people. Let's see how far we get. This fucking guy, man.
Certainly was not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in that case. If we're going to talk about delivering pardons, President Trump, I think, should really seriously consider pardoning on federal charges. He can't pardon on state charges. Derek Chauvin.
If he's pardoning Derek Chauvin, you might as well pardon fucking Suge Knight, innit? Like, what? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Let's go and pardon fucking R. Kelly. Like, what are you even talking about? This guy is mad.
Who was convicted of the murder of George Floyd. As I say, we will be covering this pretty extensively in the coming weeks. Right now, you should go to pardonderek.com and sign our petition asking President Trump to grant justice to Officer Derek Chauvin. That is pardon, P-A-R.
To be fair, I have
D-O-N, Derek.com, P-A-R-D-O-N-D-E-R-E-K.com.
I have heard some people say, though, as a joke, I think, and sometimes half seriously, after the Oscars, I heard some people, or maybe I saw on Twitter, people basically saying they should pardon Harvey Weinstein. Like, movies haven't been the same since he got locked up. Like, there's too much nonsense, too much crap shit out there. I think it was in a reply to Zendaya's roles. I think Zendaya is starring in like a Shrek remake and some Marvel movie. It's like, bro, like, allow it. Just free Eric just free fucking Harvey Weinstein or something. I was like, ooh. Jesus Christ, you know? Look where we are in society, man. Look where we are in society. Oh, yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just the Elon.
If we are issuing pardon.
The Elon quote is what bummed me out the most. The Elon quote. Look at him. Look at this guy. Is he purposely tilting his head so you can see his little cap? Is that what he's doing, do you think? Do you think he's purposely tilting his head? I need to screenshot this. Maybe I'll make this into a little thing for the chat. But do you think he's doing it on purpose so you can see his cap? I'm Jewish, guys. But yeah, Elon, you're bumming me out, bro. Elon's bumming me out. I swear to God he is. He's really breaking my heart, man. It's like... There's going to have to come a point with me, with Elon, where I'm going to have to start accepting him for what I'm seeing online. And stop, like, holding on to this. I guess it's okay because he makes products and he's like, you know, his companies are not him, right? I can still be obsessed with SpaceX and multiplanetary travel or making our species multiplanetary and, you know, aerospace design. I can still be obsessed with fucking, you know, electric vehicles and boring company. I can still be obsessed with all these things and Starlink without being obsessed with Elon as much. But, you know, I got into those things because of Elon, right? He was the X factor of those things. He's the one that made it exciting to be in the, you know, rallying behind Tesla, to be rallying behind SpaceX and shit, especially when they're going through the ups and downs. So it shouldn't taint it, but it is starting to taint it. I'm not gonna lie. It's starting to taint it a lot, man. Build up your mod vibes.
It's okay, Oz, you still have Tremaine as a hero.
Yeah, Tremaine is my hero. Tremaine is my new North Star. I don't know, it's bumming me out. I know it sounds ridiculous and I sound so R-worded right now. I come across like a real loser right now, but it's bumming me out a lot. You don't know how much of a fan of Elon I was back in the day. Like, legit. I read everything about him. Legit everything about him. Followed every single piece, every interview, every fucking fireside chat. You know, all those type of things. Every podcast before he was super media fucking hungry. God damn it, man. Anyway, what can you do? It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's move on. Next on the list. Oh, look at what happened with SpaceX. Look at that. Starship booster landed. Like, how could, like, look at that. Just look at that. That is a testament to fucking engineering, isn't it? And it gets caught by the chopsticks. Bang. Just look at that. Gorgeous. That is just impeccable. Like, wow. Is that flap coming down? Okay, the flap's maybe a little bit off, but still, look at that, man. That is amazing. Anyway, let's continue on. What else we got here? Is it? Oh, you guys seen this? This kid was really good, by the way. I do follow him on Twitter, I think. Yeah. Big up Ian Carroll. Definitely one of the best recent guests, especially during the recent run of guests. It's been pretty shitty. He was really good, man. This guy was really good. Really good at kind of breaking down conspiracies, or conspiracy theories. Sorry. Probably not as hard as banging on the conspiracy theories as like who's my guy who I like, Ryan Dawson, right? Or maybe not as hard as Whitney Webb, but he's probably a lot more palatable than those two guys. But still, he gets into the weeds of it, and he was schooling Rogan on some conspiracies. He was really schooling him, and it was good to see Rogan for once not shutting stuff down, letting him talk and stuff, and it was really good. It kind of reminded me of old school Rogan, like loads of stoner talk, loads of conspiracy talk. Like, it was fucking awesome. I fucking love it. Loads of deep state talk and shit. So this clip here, courtesy of Joe Rogan subreddit, says Ian Carroll educates Joe Rogan on Epstein's connection to Israel and the blackmail ring. This was eye-opening, honestly. Some of this stuff I'd known about, you know, tangentially from listening to Ryan Dawson. He kind of broke down a lot of it, but this was amazing how he broke this all down. The connection to Epstein, Israel, the fucking blackmail shit, like amazing.
Out of all the information that's getting disclosed, supposedly this administration, what do you have the least faith that we're going to come to
Epstein,
a conclusion?
for sure.
Epstein.
And I think it's because of Israel. I
Really?
think that I mean, when you really dig into Epstein, his entire network was Israel. It was clearly like Ehud Barak was the ex-prime minister and the ex-head of Israeli intelligence. Leslie Wexner was one of the most powerful pro-Israeli philanthropists. The whole organization was Israel.
So
and I'm not saying it was all of Israel.
It was all an intelligence gathering, and
it was targeting Americans. It was targeting American officials and the American president.
Right.
And the CIA does have interest in those targets too. Elements in the CIA does. Certainly they had help from the CIA, and certainly they had help from these other organized crime and intelligence operations. But you don't, like, so for example,
By the way, I didn't know that that's still like a prevalent tactic of, like, you know, people like in Israel. Like, I didn't know like honeypot was still that prevalent, you know, or blackmail in that way. I didn't know that was still a thing. You see in movies, you think it's something that was like an old timey thing, but that's still like a very astute kind of tactic to get people to come on your side, to get them to do what you want by, you know. by framing him as something very very dicey. Honestly, this guy blew my mind, man. He blew my mind. Big up, Sadasis.
Did his Israeli flag painted temple give it away?
big up.
Bongino, the new deputy director of the FBI, he recently had this clip that went all around where he said on camera that he had a source that he trusted deeply, and he's an informed guy. He was at a Fox News interview, and the source told him that Epstein was working for an intelligence agency in the Middle East, and I don't know which one, but someone in the Middle East. And to be fair, we all already knew this. We already know who he worked for. At least I think so. But I'm looking at, okay, Dan. So if this giant group of Jewish billionaires is running a sex trafficking operation targeting American politicians and business people and stuff, you think they're working with an Arab or Muslim nation in the Middle East?
Exactly.
Like, you think that Leslie Wexner is devoting his entire life to philanthropies on behalf of Israel, but then he's going to work for Saudi Arabia when he's doing this trafficking ring?
Right. But if someone says to him that they're all working for a country in the Middle East, knowing he knows what that means, but not specifying, doesn't he kind of have to repeat it that same way?
Well, he also has to repeat it the same way because he won't get the job if he says Israel.
Exactly.
Because Israel has so much control over our government right now. And I'm not saying that all Jews are in on something. Clearly, internet. Thank you.
I love him.
Clearly, internet.
And Joe is definitely not saying that.
Definitely not.
But the Israel's government is as vulnerable to the deep state effect as the American government. But I would argue that Israel's government is way more vulnerable to it because of the people that founded Israel and the way it was founded. It was founded in a modern time, much more recently, by it was a revolutionary founding. And I can totally sympathize with the Jewish desire to have that state. I get it. But because of the way that happened, the people that founded Israel were a bunch of organized crime figures in America, the Jewish mob, that were helping with money and with arms trafficking to get the guns there because they had to have guns. And it was the Rothschild banking family sending a whole bunch of money and getting the declaration in the first place. And then the people that were there, the three different organizations, the Irgun, the Lehi group, and the Haganah, those were the three paramilitary groups that fought to found Israel, and they're the heroes of Israel, which I understand the narrative that they're heroes, but when Israel was officially founded, they officially designated Irgun and Lehi as terrorist organizations because they had been bombing civilians. They'd been bombing British civilians. The first official act of terror before they changed the definition was the bombing of the King David Hotel, where these terrorists, these Lehi and Irgun terrorists, a bunch of different groups, the guy who planned that bombing later became the prime minister of Israel. They were bombing civilians. And so when those are the groups that are fighting to found that nation, even if all the Jews there are wonderful people, the leadership is inherently composed of these people that have been deeply corrupt for all time. And so you get this fertile ground for this kind of deep state effect to take power. And when you start to research the heads of state of Israel over history, you realize that a bunch of them were in those groups doing those terrorist acts and have done a bunch of dark stuff because those were the people that were at the top of that military organization. Those terrorist organizations reformed to form the IDF.
And what's interesting is you can
fucking hell. It's so dark out there, man. It's so dark.
Talk about this now.
Exactly.
Post October 7th.
It opened wide open.
Post Gaza.
You want to know a funny story, actually? I didn't know shit about it. And I started doing 9/11 stuff. And I was doing a 9/11 video on my YouTube. And I knew about the Dancing Israelis conspiracy theory that is very much a real set of documents. And I knew that I'm not allowed to talk about Israel for some reason. And I didn't really know why. And I realized, I better fucking understand this thing before I crater my new channel and career on this topic I don't understand. If I'm going to take a stance against Israel at all, I should understand why and how. And so I started doing research, and I shelved that research, and I switched to researching Israel and Palestine and the history there and what's going on. And I finished the video, and it was October 6th. And I was I was very worried because it's you weren't allowed.
October 6th, interesting date. October 6th, interesting date.
To talk about it. And I had just made this whole documentary about the history of Israel, Palestine, and the propaganda and what it all was. And I published it on October 6th on my locals channel. And I kind of had this lean back and if that's the end of the ride and I get canceled for this shit, so be it. And then literally the next day, and I'm not saying that October 7th was a good thing, but I'm saying that literally the next day, the entire internet was ablaze about Israel and Palestine, and everyone was talking about it. And it was the weirdest fucking coincidence. And suddenly it was like, oh, all right, let's fucking dig this thing open. Because unfortunately, it is, I mean,
Big up your God vibes. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. What is mine is yours.
think fortunately, I think that the state of the Israeli influence that sustained them for so long, that was essential to them surviving this long, I think that it has grown cancerous to the Jewish faith in general.
Agreed.
Because Jeffrey Epstein is the perfect example of this. Jeffrey Epstein was the world's most prolific and evil sex trafficker that we know of so far, ever. And he very clearly was a Jewish organization of Jewish people working on behalf of Israel and other groups. And so that's a dark stain on Israel and on the Jewish people if you own it.
100% true. But they don't own it. And they act like he's the exception, not the rule, unfortunately. For us anyway, I guess. But yeah, I recommend you check him out. Amazing appearance, I think. One of the better ones on Rogan. Definitely enjoyed his conversation and topic points. I think he explained himself really well. And Rogan, for once, gave him a lot of room to speak. Didn't really shut him down. And I thought it made for a really good episode. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. Ian Carroll. I think it might be the second to last one, because I think Schultz was on there just recently now. But honestly, I really enjoyed it, man. I really fucking enjoyed it. A little food for thought. Recommended a couple books, I think, as well, that I got on my Amazon wish list that I'm probably going to order from this month's reading list and shit. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Okay, cool. Next. I saw this randomly. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw the title. It's just been uploaded, so I don't know what was said here. But it says here, Magomed, and how do you pronounce his name? Al-Kalavin? Magomed Al-Kalavin talks Brendan Schaub comments. That's what piqued my interest. Brendan Schaub is talking about Magomed, this Magomed guy. I'm pretty sure the Brendan Schaub comments aren't going to be positive. So let's see how this guy reacts to Brendan. This should be interesting.
All right, everybody, let us welcome in Magomed Ankalaev, who will finally get his chance.
Magomed Ankalaev. Ankalaev? Okay, Ankalaev. Okay, big up Asada season chat. Magomed Ankalaev.
Chance to fight Alex Pereira.
Jesus Christ. I know it's the angle as well, but look how scary he looks there. I know it's the angle, but look how scary he looks there. Brother, I take your wife. Look at him. Jesus Christ, that's a scary motherfucker.
Pereira for the light heavyweight title in the main event of UFC 313 this Saturday in Las Vegas. Magomed, how are you today?
Хорошо, все отлично.
Good, everything's well, thank you.
Well, we are days away.
Oh, I thought he was going to talk. I thought he was going to say something in English. Okay. I was waiting. Okay, cool. So he's going to respond to Brendan through a translator. Let's see what he says.
From this chance, there aren't a lot of fighters, especially in the UFC, that get second chances to fight for a world title, and you are one of them. What does this opportunity mean to you just a few days away?
Конечно, меня это очень радует.
You know, I've been waiting for this opportunity. Finally, I've received this opportunity. This wasn't a gift. I had to fight my way back. I had to make sure to claw my way back to this position. And now we have this opportunity, and we're going to make the best out of it. And we're just waiting for the day.
Nice.
Like you said, you've wanted this for a long time, and you have fought for the belt before. You had the fight with Jan Blachowicz that went to a draw, and there were some people who thought no matter what Magomed does, they might not ever give him another shot. Was there a part of you that thought, you know what, maybe I won't get that chance. Maybe the UFC doesn't want me to fight for a world title. Did it get a little frustrating for you?
No, I never had that thought. I always knew that if I keep clawing at it, if I keep working hard, I will get this opportunity again. I knew that the way to get it is to just keep working, keep proving myself, keep winning the fights, and then there's no way that I would not be able to get this opportunity, because that's the blueprint of how you get another shot at a title.
We've heard people say in the build-up to this fight, guys like Brendan Schaub say something to the effect of, the UFC brass is hoping Alex Pereira wins this fight because he's a big star, and a win for him opens up opportunities for him to move to heavyweight, maybe fight a John Jones or something like that. So I'm curious your thoughts on that. And what does a Magomed Ankalaev light heavyweight world championship title reign look like in your eyes?
Yeah, of course. I can understand that if he wins this fight, that there's a lot more opportunities that are opening up for him, and there's a lot more doors that are going to be open for him, just as a person and as a fighter in general. But it just happened that the destiny put the two of us together, and unfortunately, he's going to have a real tough time to get to that goal because he's got me in front of him.
What a fucking reasonable, well-adjusted comment. Reply back to Brendan's cunty thing that he said about him. Fucking hell, Magomed, man. Why didn't you crash out? What a reasonable, well-adjusted, grown-up response. Yeah, it makes complete sense why people are saying that Alex Pereira, if he wins, is going to open up a lot of opportunities for him, because it's fucking, like, wow. He didn't even try to, like, go blow for blow or do whatever. It's like, come on, man. Give us something, Magomed. Is that it? Yeah, I get it. But unfortunately, he's facing me, so, you know, we're going to take it from there. It's like, oh, fucking, the interviewer should tell him, brother, Brendan Schaub, big dum dum, he no like Dagestani. Big dum dum, Brendan Schaub, no like Dagestani. Maybe he'll crash out more if he heard that, you know? Fucking hell, man. Magomed. What a fucking dude. I'm rooting for him now. I'm honestly rooting for him. What a fucking dude. I'm actually rooting for him. What is it? UFC what? UFC 3 something, right? UFC 3 something. I'm actually rooting for him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm legit rooting for him now. What is it? No, I want tap. What do I want? I think I want Tapology. I don't want that. I want Tapology. Pereira, Macam. Okay, who else is in the card? Oh, so that's quite a decent card there. Let me get Tapology up because I love the Tapology UI a bit more. Tapology. It's on Saturday, yeah. Okay, cool. If I'm around, I might have to check it out still. If I'm about, I might have to do a little watch along still. A little. Oh no, actually, I might go watch this actually somewhere because I don't think I have TNT Sports anymore. But yeah, who's okay, cool. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. This was gonna be a fun fight. This is gonna be a banger. That's a fun fucking fight. That co-main event, that is a banger. That's not gonna be a fucking wrestling match. It's gonna be two guys swinging for the fucking fences. Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Amanda Lemos versus Lasmin. Oh, that's a chick that I like, isn't it? Right? What's her name? Lasmin Lucindo. That's the one that looks like a little. She's got a little like, you know, a little cute face, but she's hard. Pause or not pause. King Green is also facing versus Mauricio Rufy. And who else we got here? And that's it, right? Cool. Bubbly bing bing. Let's continue. Come on, what's happening? Why is it paused? What's happening to my screen? Why is it not loading first? Okay, bear with me a second here while this fucking loads. I think maybe I've got too much stuff going on here. And that's about it, right? Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Let's just move on because this is fucking going crazy. I don't know why. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Cool. Big up Magomed. He's fucking legend. Love him, love him, love him. Okay, let's do the next video. Next video, I think it's Ari Shafir, right? This is from, I think, Comedia Apologenia or Apologenia Comedia, and the title is Ari Shafir now claims he never dosed Bert Kreischer. So I don't know why people are like confused by this. This is it's been a running bit since it happened. Ari Shafir's way of kind of, you know, taking a sting away from how harshly Leanne Kreischer kind of, you know, responded to the whole dosing thing. She didn't take it well at all. She crashed out on Ari a couple of times. I think she crashed out on Ari after the episode on Bert's show, on her own show. Like, she was not happy. And I think even Bert's kids don't speak to Ari anymore. They don't like him anymore. They don't let Bert invite him to the house anymore. So, you know, it caused some issues for his family. Whether or not what Ari's saying is true, maybe there was some truth to the fact that maybe Bert wanted to get dosed. Who knows? But this is a bit that Ari's doing. He's just trying to be funny, I guess, in his own way. But it's not him actually convincing himself that he didn't dose Bert. He did dose Bert, and he's just trying to run a bit. But people seem to be confused by it, I guess. And also, it's old news, man. Like, everyone's moved on. I don't understand why this is getting like brought up again. Maybe because we're in a slow news week or something, or people just have not much to talk about. I don't know why this is becoming a thing again. Like, I'm kind of bored of it. I'm not gonna lie. But let's play the video anyway.
You didn't really spike Bert.
I did not.
Yeah. You did not really spike
Bert? No, we made that up. I thought that's already out.
You did, yeah. You already talked about it. But people don't believe you because you're a known liar.
Wait a minute. That's not true.
Yeah, no, we just like.
Hold on. Is that Ping Trip the person that makes the videos? Is that him?
It's already out.
You didn't really spike Bert.
I did not.
Yeah. You did not really spike Bert?
No, we made that up.
You didn't really spike Bert.
I did not.
Yeah. You did not really spike Bert?
No, we made that up. I thought that's already out.
You did, yeah. You already talked.
Is that the actual guy, Pink Trip, the one that does the videos? Is that actually him? Is that what he looks like? Shit, pretty sick. Okay, I didn't know that. That's pretty sick.
But people don't believe you because you're a known liar.
Wait a minute. That's not true.
Yeah, no, we just like
this is some like Santa shit to me.
Because I bought it.
Wait, it wasn't real.
You hung out and you're telling me how you spiked him. You lied to me.
Listen, buddy. Once I get a troll going, I lose myself in it.
You played it so all the way into our friendship, and I don't give a either way.
Yeah.
So you're just practicing lying on me.
No, I believe it. I'd pass a detector.
Ari Shaffir just went on Ping Trip's podcast and is now claiming he never dosed Bert. The same story he's been telling and laughing about for years is now suddenly fake. If you don't know who Ping Trip is, he built his audience by chopping up podcast clips to make conversations way funnier or way more dramatic than they actually were.
I love hurting people. It's just part of our DNA. To kill one another is just DNA, who we are. I will knock you out.
Oh, shit. This is about to happen.
Can I tell you something? I'm Mike Tyson.
He was huge about 4 to 6 years ago, but lately that format isn't pulling in the same numbers. So he's pivoted into comedy commentary and even started his own podcast.
Oh, Apologia Comedia. That was a bit unnecessarily spicy and bitchy and mean. Numbers aren't what they used to be. Now he's podcasting. Now he's trying to get in my like, oh, go on, man. Apology comedian. That was a little bit. That wasn't nice. You see what I mean about these channels? People keep telling me. People tell me that I'm mean for some reason, right? People come at me and say that I'm rude and mean, and I feel like I'm the most like I'm the nicest out of everyone. Everyone in this space is kind of mean, like, and means it. They mean it as well, you know. Like you can tell, like. Podcast Cringe, those guys, they fucking hate Bert, you know? Too Late to Try fucking hates Kalila. Oh, no, not Kalila. Is it Kalila? No, Whitney Cummings. Comedy Enforcement hates Kalila. Unique hates Brendan Shaw, you know? These people hate for real. I'm just in it for the lows. People keep coming at me. God damn.
Which Ari just appeared on. And as you saw in that first clip, Ari is straight up saying the entire thing was made up. We'll get back to that podcast in just a second, but first, let's take a look at all the times Bert and everyone close to him, including his wife Leanne, talked about it like it was 100.
Oh yeah, big up Game Bread Footballer. Yeah. Fair play. I do fucking despise Eric Griffin in it. I do fucking. I might have to go back to breaking down to doing the clips of his podcast. Actually, it's miserable though to watch. It does put you in a really bad mood, but I might have to do that just for the lols. Just for the fucking lols, because fuck Eric Griffin forever. Fuck that guy.
100% real, and you can decide for yourself if the story is fake.
I just think anybody who comes into someone's house with their kids there and drugs an adult in charge there's something wrong with that.
What? It still doesn't make sense how her and Bert are together in it. She's so like clean. She's so clean looking. Like she's so normal looking. She's so well put together. Like as an adult. It's so trippy that her and Bert are like married with like kids and shit. I know Bert makes a lot of money, I get it, but like this woman she could easily find somebody else that could give her money, you know? She doesn't need to be with Bert. It seems like she actually loves the guy. It's so trippy to me, like how this woman that looks like she smells like a fucking Lalabo or something, right? You know? And spends her time picking out fucking curtains and rugs and drinking Chardonnay and dancing around the kitchen and shit, is married to Bert Kreischer. It's so bizarre to me, man. It really is. Like, she probably showers more in a week. She probably showers more in a day than Bert does in a week. It's wild, man. It's wild.
What do you mean? Totally normal.
The story everyone was told.
Oh yeah, true. Big up Josie. They are in couples counseling, so we will see. That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna take that back. I don't think it says anything. LA people are weird with counseling. It's not really like a when you and I hear couples counseling, it's like whoa, you know. But I think LA people, when it comes to counseling and therapy, it's not the same. Like it's almost like I don't know. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same weight to it. Is it really counseling though, or is it really therapy though, or is it just an opportunity for you to like sound off in front of somebody else, like a third party, a neutral party, get your point across and stuff? It doesn't really have the same weight it does with regular people, I think. Personally, I could be wrong, because there's so many comedians, so many podcasters that are incredibly narcissistic, egomaniacal, horrible people who swear by therapy. And it's like, bro, how can you go to therapy every week but you're still an arsehole? Like, something's amiss here. Like, look at FouseyTube. Fousey has a fucking therapist. Fousey has a therapist, allegedly. That lady, that I'll rate her though. Big up that lady, that Fousey therapist. I fucking rate that lady, the old lady. She kills it. She's running Fousey's pockets. She's his therapist, and like, I don't know, have we seen any benefit to him being in therapy with this lady? She kind of enables him. She kind of enables him, that lady.
Was Ari pulls up to Bert's house to do a podcast. He shakes Bert's daughter's hand and says hello to Leanne, all smiles like a normal, respectable house guest. Then, like a true gentleman, he fixes Bert a drink and casually drops in.
Yo, big up Chris Mack. I told you guys I saw Ari and Leanne laughing together in the casino while Bert gambled when I was on my way back home to my room on Thursday night this past weekend, right? I wanted to ask them for a pic. Wow, really? Interesting. So maybe the hate is gone then. Maybe it's not the same. I do remember there was a time where she really did hate Ari, and she was always making it known that she's not welcome back in her house. Her kids hate her. He was one of her kids or their kids' favorite comedians. No longer now. Rah, that's crazy. So maybe it's all a bit. Which again, I don't really care if it is. It's just annoying that it's being brought up again. But big up Chris Mack for the fucking on the ground information.
And a little something special without Bert having a clue.
I mean, Bert could have had a heart attack. He could have had a stroke. That was pure Molly. And he's on blood pressure medication. He's 47 years old. And imagine if that had happened with Isla home. You know?
Right.
Leanne starts getting...
She's probably really pissed off because... I bet you she's pissed off more as well at the time. Because unbeknownst to Bert, she probably keeps him alive. He doesn't know it. But she does little things around the house, keeps him alive. There's always a bottle of water around. There's always IVs around. There's always clean glasses. Underwear gets washed. You know, she does little things around him without even realizing, just to keep him alive. You know, medication's always out and ready to be used or to be consumed. Sorry. So she's probably thinking like any little thing could set him off and send him down deep end, and he's gonna spiral and be dead before I could take out his life insurance. So please. Don't play with this guy. You know, it's a real hard balancing act to get him just to stay alive. Oh my god. Big up Chris Mack, I know 60-year-old crack smokers. LOL. Big up Austin Casey, Wagwan. Molly never killed anyone. Well, almost nobody. Yeah, true. Actually, I take that back. Molly's not ecstasy's not Molly, is it? No, you can't really say the same thing. But I know a bunch of kids usually die here in the UK. I think every year there's a kid that dies in the UK festival for taking a whole pill without drinking or eating or anything else, and you know it's always tragic. It happens like literally every year. One kid goes to a fucking festival for their first time and get too fucked up and decide to take too much, and you know it goes fucking crazy.
Suspicious, wondering why the podcast is taking so long, and also because Bert is acting weird, telling her and their daughter to stay inside. She even invites Ari to stay for dinner, but something feels off when Ari leaves without saying goodbye. What she doesn't know is that Bert had already told Ari, don't say anything to my wife or daughter, Christ. Just go. So Ari dips and Bert tells his wife what happened.
His pupils are like pinheads.
Bert tells Leanne he just needed her to be cool, no freaking out, no making a scene. He's got to...
Just look at them, man, like... It's fucking like in another way. If you weren't like it, maybe because he's Grays, but in another way, she kind of looks like she could be his mum. You know, in a way, because of how fucked up he looks and how good. Like It's sort of like going back home to your mom and she sorts you out, she tucks you in, she makes you a good meal, a good warm meal and shit. Like, he's literally killing himself every day with booze, looking the way he does. And, you know, Leanne is, is really concerned about little Molly. You know, it also goes to show how well-to-do and how straight-laced and boring she is, which is still a surprise again that they're together, you know? Because Bert's a wild boy. Bert's a wild boy. I also don't believe that Bert just drinks only, by the way. I believe he gets on the gear as well. I don't believe it's just drink. I believe he gets on the old adult vitamins. So it's funny that, you know, Bert's like that and she's clearly not like that at all, because she thinks Molly is fucking heroin or something, you know? Like, that's how she's reacting to the spiking anyway, or to the dosing, whatever it is. Yet she's probably unaware of what Bert does when he's outside, you know? Because I personally think he does more than just drink beer, but I could be wrong.
To hit the road for a show, and the last thing he wants is for his daughter to see him like this. Which honestly, I don't know why. If anything, I'd assume a dosed-up Bert is probably more bearable to be around. But Leanne does what she has to do and gets him out of the house. At this point, it really doesn't seem like Ari and Bert just made up the story. I mean, Ari's prank completely torched his relationship with Bert's wife. Why would you fake a story that makes you look that bad?
Is there anything Ari can do to repair your relationship?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
You won't accept an apology?
Nope. Oh,
Okay.
I've gotten an apology from him before. It was not an apology, but he thinks it is.
This wasn't even the first time Ari had...
Like, Ari's an interesting character, isn't it? Because I like him on pods. He's decent stand-up, but everything you hear about him as a person, sometimes he sounds like a proper cunt in it. Like, and it's impressive how he doesn't get beaten up more often. Like, just like, it's impressive in it how he doesn't just get beaten up more often, like especially the Kobe thing. I remember the Kobe thing and looking at it thinking, like, what is wrong with you, bro? You're nearly 60. Like, how do you not just get punched in the face constantly, especially with the size of your nose, your face? Like, how does that not happen, honestly? But then you hear other stories about Ari and him giving fucking podcast guests money, like comedians coming up, hey, come on my podcast, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and then handing them $200. And people in his pod literally crying, like, oh my God, thank you. There's 200. You don't know how much this means. Like, this is going to help me pay my rent. This is going to help me fucking do this. It's like, clearly a good dude. Like, there's a good dude in there, but there's also a cunt in there, you know? It's fucking wild. Honestly.
Pissed off Leanne so bad she didn't want to forgive him. Before the whole dosing incident, Ari cracked a joke about Bert's daughter's teeth on an Instagram post. Not exactly top-tier roasting material.
Again, look at the daughters too. Look at the daughters. Like, how do you end? Like, it must be great because you've got a rich dad, a multi-millionaire dad, who's a little bit all over the place, so you can kind of do what you want. But then you also have Bert as a dad, you know? Oh yeah. It's like. And how much do you want to bet these girls will probably end up becoming stone cold sober? That's what ends up happening, right? You grow up in a household with a dad like that, and sometimes alcohol just disgusts you because the first thing you remember is the smell of your dad in the morning while he's walking down the stairs, snoring on the couch because he's hungover and shit, you know? Like, that's the funny thing. Like, girls like this will probably end up being stone cold sober, like, fuck drugs, fuck booze, fuck it all, because it reminds you of my fucking shithead dad.
But it was enough for Leanne to tell Bert it was out of line. Bert made Ari call Leanne to apologize, but Ari's version of an apology is, you know it's a joke, right?
We got Run It Up 47 or Run It Up 647. They call him Cocaine Chrysler. Yeah, I would take that. I just don't believe this whole like he's just drinking thing. If he's not doing drugs, he's fucking other women. That's my opinion. I don't think a guy can be outside that long as much, or be outside that often as much as he is, drinking as much as he is, just to be out for the sake of it. Either he's doing some gear or he's smashing other broads. That's my opinion, but I could be wrong. Be up, Austin Casey. I'd be curious to see if everyone's reaction if Joe dosed someone. I'd be curious to see everyone's reaction if Joe got dosed, because they were kind of like taking the piss out of Bert for being annoyed or for being upset about it, right? Like, oh, just take a joke, come on, you idiot, whatever, right? They're kind of mocking him a little bit for it at the time. But I'd love to see how people would react with Joe got dosed, like, how, you know, the fake outrage. Or, but fucking Brendan and Brown would probably cry if Brendan and Brad will probably get on their podcast start crying if they found out Joe got dosed by Ari without knowing.
Which is not an apology. Even in comedy, a dude's kid should be off limits. Still, Leanne let that one slide, but the dosing was different. That was something she genuinely thought she'd never be able to get past.
This drugging Bert, I don't know how to fix that. And if Bert decides to continue being friends with him, that's his decision, but I sure as hell don't understand it.
You're tapped out.
I don't ever want, he definitely can't come in my house again.
This whole sit down with Christina P. and Leanne.
What are you guys saying about the daughters? You're taking the piss out of the daughters' looks. I think they look cute. I think if anything, they're a good mix of both. I think the other one looks like Bert, but not totally. And the other, because I think the other one also looks like Bert's sister. I saw a picture of Bert's sister. So frankly, she hasn't got Bert's entire face because Bert's not the most attractive guy in the world. And the other one has a mixture of Bert and Leanne's face. But I think they both look. I think they both look cute. As Younger Vibe said, not everybody looks like Kylie. Exactly. Not everyone looks like Kylie Jenner. Look at normal teenagers. Like, I'm not too sure what you guys expected to see. But yeah, it's just, I just find it funny because they just look like normal, well-adjusted young girls. But they unfortunately have to put up with Bert, like they're just trying to exist, and Bert's out here making, their entire lives his comedy. Because for a long time, that was part of it, right? He'd make their lives part of his bits and stuff. Talking about when they got their first period, all that sort of stuff. I'm sure they're really happy about that.
And only happened because Bert, Ari, Tom, and Joe had just talked about it a few days earlier on Sober October. That's when the story really blew up and hit the masses. This was the moment where we got to hear it straight from the people involved.
You slipped him on?
Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing?
How much?
It's enough.
Interesting. How did you do it?
Where was this?
It was at his house.
Look at Bert's face. Look at Bert's face.
It's enough.
Interesting.
Look at Bert's face. Rogan, Daddy, tell them, Daddy, Daddy, tell them. Look at Bert's face. He wants Rogan to tell. It's so funny, honestly. It's so fucking funny.
How did you do it?
Where was this?
It was at his house.
It was
at
at my
his
house in
podcast.
front of my children.
Oh.
We had a shot
in a
before.
safe
We had a
place.
shot before we started. I had to empty out a capsule and put it into a shot.
Are you out of your mind?
You know what's funny though? The first time I ever did adult vitamins, I was also dosed. I'm not sure if that's like a standard thing, but the first time I ever did any sort of adult vitamins, I was also dosed. It was a fun night though. Fucking fun night. I'm not gonna lie, but I was dosed without my without my knowledge. But it was a fucking fun night. Oh yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
At the time, Bert seemed genuinely upset, like really playing up the I can't believe this happened to me angle. Fast forward 4 years, and knowing Bert the way we do now, it's obvious he's just thrilled to be the center of attention. He's milking it, looking at Joe like, can you believe Ari did this to me?
That's a good point, actually. Now looking back at it, he must have been loving it, being the victim, because all the attention was on him. Everyone asking him how he feels, if he's okay. Are you going to forgive Ari? Like he must have been loving it, milking it, milking the attention, milking the concern. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Boogie in that way. Boogie 2988 is like the master of that sort of shit, isn't it? Loves being the victim, loves playing the sympathy card, loves being woe is me all the time. Never miss an opportunity to remind you of his ailments and shit. God almighty.
Eating up every second of it. Joe, of course, thinks it's hilarious. He's always going to have Ari's back. Tom, not so much. Back then, he was still in the phase where he found Bert bearable. So he actually defends him, like it was some life or death situation. But let's be real. Bert does way worse to his own body.
Jesus Christ, bro. Honestly, look at that face. I know a lot of it has to do with his skin condition as well, because you can clearly see he has some sort of skin condition in terms of the rash. But wow, bro. Like, that's the sad thing about alcohol, isn't it? Like, I think alcohol should be way more lethal, so people can get the message. I think because alcohol isn't as lethal first off, like, in a short space of time. Obviously, it has lethal consequences, later down the line. But because the effects or the negative sides of alcohol, abuse, you feel maybe years, sometimes, decades later. people sometimes don't take it seriously. You know? Whereas if you maybe take a bad batch of drugs or something, you could die instantly. Whereas booze, you can do it for a long, long ass time before your body gives up on you. But I'm just saying, in terms of him being a multi-millionaire and a comedian who most of his life is centered around nightlife and shit, and going to bars and clubs and concerts and arenas and shit, it's a bit of a miracle that he's still alive, isn't it? Considering how much he drinks, how much we've seen him drink, how much he says he enjoys drinking, the kind of stories from other people about how he drinks. Like, there's a story. Do you remember that story? I think there's a clip of it actually. Mark Norman talking about how essentially it feels like Mark Norman got scared going out drinking with Bert. Like, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was after a show or something. Something happened where Bert and Mark Norman were together after a show, and they went on a bit of a sesh. And I think Mark Norman like got a big wake up call. Because he realized, oh shit, like I don't want to be that guy, you know. Like he even scared Mark a bit off of his, and you know Mark Norman loves to drink as well, so it's like booze is wild, man. Booze is wild how it can get you, because he looks so bad, man, and it goes up and down. Sometimes he looks okay, then he looks super bad, then he looks okay, he looks super bad, and he just keeps hanging on. You know, he just keeps hanging on, and you know he indulges himself. You know he's got no fucking self-control. You know he's got no self-discipline. You know he loves a treat. He loves rewarding himself. So the fact that he can consume as much as he consumes, and he has his own fucking liquor company, wow, it's a miracle he's still alive.
Body daily. If anything, Ari just saved him from an extra 2,000 calories that night.
Yeah, it was great.
No, it wasn't.
It was great.
It was not.
They're making me go on this stupid shit.
Yeah, Joe, what kind of sociopath are we friends with? He did it to...
Yeah, big up Austin Case. That's a good point, actually. I don't know. That's a good question. Who started the thing about him having the Mickey Mantle gene? I don't know, actually. I don't know if that's whether something he created or if it was something that somebody told him. I wonder who actually started it. That's actually a good point. No idea. I don't know. But that Mickey Mantle thing, he doesn't talk about it as much, but that used to annoy me. I'm not going to lie. That whole fucking story, that narrative, that fucking thing, that shtick, that bit. Oh, it used to drive me fucking nuts, man. Like, please, stop being delusional.
Punish me.
Because I have to be sober. You don't give up Molly. You're only giving up alcohol.
I don't do Molly because I just got back from the doctor and he said, hey, it's time to get healthy.
I agree.
And so, yeah.
I agree.
You don't think it's crazy that you would do that?
A bit. Yeah,
you're not doing it to like your college roommate. You're doing
Did you even get the Molly tested? Like, where are you buying this Molly?
No. I've done it from my favorite Molly dealer. It's
and
great
you just
Molly.
spiked
it's
his
great.
drink?
Yeah.
High blood pressure, high cholesterol.
Emptied out 3 guys, you're all talking
I would
about
want to
what ifs.
kill you.
Yeah,
I would want to kill
He
you.
wanted to for about 10
Oh, look at Tom talking all bad. Look at Tom talking all bad and angry. Shut up.
minutes until the Molly kicked in, and then he was fine. How fun was it? Let's talk about the positives.
It's Molly. I had to fly that night.
This is one of those moments where I actually start to think the whole thing might be made up. Bert claims he had just come back from the doctor who told him he needed to get healthy. But come on, it's been 5 years since this happened, and Bert's done absolutely nothing to improve his health. If anything, he's worse. His face embarrasses me when he looks at Joe and says, "I have high blood pressure, high cholesterol." Like they're in the principal's office and Bert has to pretend like Ari did a bad. It's like, quit playing the victim. You're an addict. You know you had a good time. Ari probably did you a favor giving your liver a small break from alcohol for one night. Oh, but wait, Bert decided to drink on it because people who are afraid because they got dosed decide to smother it with Tito's.
I was on a plane going like, when's this?
To be fair, Bert drinks alcohol like people drink water, do you know? It's probably not, that's what I'd say.
It's going to stop because I didn't know that orange juice kicks it back up. So I'm drinking
orange juice kicks it back
vitamins
up?
for C.
I don't know. You drink a lot of orange juice generally?
On the plane, I'm drinking, trying to get hydrated because I'm a Molly. And so I'm drinking Tito's and orange juice.
It's honestly insane that I'm even considering taking Ari's side on dosing someone. Maybe it's just that Tom and Bert have sunk so low in the past few years that they've somehow managed to make Ari look like a reasonable person. But man, they both just seem like complete tools. The only reason they are making it seem like a big deal is because of Leanne, because there's no way Bert is upset. That said, after looking back on all of this, I have to admit, there is no way this was faked for a storyline or just so Bert could squeeze out more material beyond the machine story. Bert went on multiple podcasts confirming that Leanne still absolutely despises Ari. And if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that Leanne is not in on the bit.
She hates him
in a way that not many people. She really hates him, like really hates him, and that was what bothered me about when he mollied me. I was like,
it's a good thing, though.
It's so funny. He wants me to release the podcast.
I quite like the fucking OG Tiger Belly studio. I also like the way they set up their cameras. I'm not gonna lie. I like what they do with their cameras, with the split screen and the two, that one focusing on there. I like what they've done. I think it doesn't get enough ratings for how they set up their podcast studio in general. I quite liked it. That OG one anyway.
Yes, I will never release a podcast. It does not make him look. It not only does it not make him look good.
Man.
First of all, it's proof that he committed a crime. That's number one. And number two,
a crime. Come on, man, get out of here, man. Release the podcast. You dip.
It's just it. He's like, it's funny, and I go, it's not, because you see in my eyes a person who thinks I might die, and you can see that, and I see it clearly. But you also see like me realizing Ari just up our friendship. And I was like, that's what bothered me the most out of it. Is when it happened, I go, you just made it so my kids will hate you, and now my wife will hate you, and you can never come to my house, and I can never go on vacation with you because my wife will always go, don't go. I don't want you going.
Yeah. One of the best takes on this whole situation comes from Theo Vaughn. This old clip from King and the Sting perfectly encapsulates why Theo is now one of the biggest podcasters on the planet.
Look at Swollen Papa too. Look at Swollen Papa. Look at that face. All right, innit? Yo, Bill Boston Casey, appreciate it, brother.
It's been said 100 times, but Bert's just that guy that made being drunk his whole personality, so he can't stop, or he'll just be the unfunny, boring guy.
100%. And I just don't think he wants to stop anyway, because I think Bert, like, I think Bert has always wanted to be famous anyway. He speaks about it a lot himself. He's always wanted to be famous. It never really worked out. He tried to do that whole like TV hosting thing of that show that he was doing and shit. That didn't work out. Comedy wasn't working out. And then he finally found his thing. He's not going to let that go. It's the only thing that has been successful for him. This whole taking off the shirt thing, drinking a lot, being the fucking drinking guy, the booze guy. He's not going to let that go because it's finally given him everything that he wanted for so long. To be famous, to be spoken about or spoken to, to have famous people, remember him or want to speak to him, to fly around in private jets and shit, wear funky tracksuits, perform in arenas and shit. He's always wanted that. So he's never ever given up the drink, because giving up the drink would mean him letting go of his dream, So yeah, he's gonna take that into the end, basically. There is no Bert becoming ripped and sober and talking about being healthy and shit. It's not ever happening.
And why Bappa? Well, Bappa is just Bappa. Theo tells it like it is, and Bappa just parrots what he heard Bert and Leanne say on their podcast without any original thought.
I think that Bert likes any hype that he can get. I think he's okay with it in the end. I think it was a little risque in the beginning.
My problem is doing it around his family. If it was like on the road or something, that's whatever, because they're so close. He did it. That's whatever. The problem is there's no consequence. Like if Ari did that to me, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Yeah. Especially around my kids. There's gonna be repercussions. That's the problem. He knows Bert's not gonna do anything. Yeah. You do that to Rogan, there's gonna be repercussions.
Yeah.
You do that to
you do that to Rogan? You do that to Daddy Rogan? Look at even Theo's looking at him like, all right, relax, man. Get the guy's cock out your mouth, man. He's not even in the room. He's not even in the fucking room. Relax, bro. Like, get that guy's schlong out of your fucking esophagus. Like a fucking magician pulling a sword out of his mouth. Like, let's just chill. God, we do it to Rogan?
There's probably gonna be repercussions. But Bert's so fun and
repercussions. One more time.
Rogan, there's gonna be repercussions.
Yeah.
You do that to Tom, there's probably gonna be repercussions. But Bert's so fun and playful that Bert,
And Bert does.
They're close though, so it's like they're like you would never do that to me.
Right. Yeah,
ever.
That would be crazy.
You would never do that to me. But again, I don't.
We're close. You never do it to me, right? We're close. You didn't say anything. You never did. No, I wouldn't. So he answered one question out of two.
I don't know the relationship well enough. But you and me are close. You're one of my best friends. If you, Brian, or Rogan did that to me, dude, I'd have to put my hands on you.
Yeah.
Especially in front of my kids?
I would do it
Hide in
just to
front of my
get
kids?
beat. I'd do it just to get beat, probably.
Oh, there's easier ways to go about that, bro.
Just to feel something, you know?
Theo is spot on. Bert craves any attention he can get. If this really bothered him, if he really loved Ari and was worried about exposing him for something so illegal, then he never would have brought it up. He would have let it die in the backyard with that podcast. But instead, he commercialized it. He took what should have been a serious moment and turned it into content. Podcast clips, tour material, headline bait. Bert milked it for everything it was worth. Because at the end of the day, as long as the conversation is about him, it really doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
How sick of talking about that are you?
No, I just started talking about it on stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
it's
okay.
I don't. No one ever really brings it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Bert is a pathological liar. Exactly. The whole no one ever brings it up thing is a total lie. This was one of the biggest Bert stories, second only to The Machine. It got talked about everywhere. It's actually Joke World's third ever video, and that started his ascension to where he is now. But honestly...
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Joke World got his start covering the Bert thing. Is that why people say Joke World is a fucking propaganda machine for your mum's house and all those guys? I don't think it's true, but I know people say that. Actually, I saw a clip recently from Joke World about Bert, innit? Like a pro Bert. Maybe, I don't know. I don't buy it. Aren't you just allowed to be positive and like cheery like Joke World is without people thinking you're running propaganda for these guys? Maybe he's just like a nice dude that likes comedy, innit? And wants to talk about stuff that he enjoys and doesn't talk about stuff that he hates like I do and shit. That's allowed, isn't it? That's okay.
Honestly, I can kind of buy what Ari is saying now, that he never actually dosed him. Maybe he just slipped him some BC powder, and the real joke is that Bert placeboed him.
Big up Uche. ATDC Hassan Pike or this past... No. Is it... What was he on Fear? Really? Was it good? No, I haven't checked it out yet. Is it good? There's a couple of new Fear ones I need to see. There's Candace Owens who's been on there recently, and some other girl I need to check out. I've missed a couple episodes of Fear. Was it good though with Hassan? I don't know, man. Hassan's a bit... Depends on who he's with, innit? He's a little bit hard. He's a little bit much to kind of bear. But if it's a good watch, I'll check it out.
Himself into thinking he was tripping. It wouldn't be the first time Bert's brain convinced him of something ridiculous. Regardless, up until 10 days ago when Ari dropped this bombshell on Pink Trip's podcast, everyone thought this was real. So with that in mind, let's roll the full clip of Ari now claiming it was all made up.
You didn't really spike Bert.
Okay, cool. It just came out. Cool. Okay, cool. Maybe watch it towards the end then. We'll watch a bit of it towards the end. Big up Uche. Okay, if it just came out, we'll watch a bit of it towards the end of the show then. Big up Uche. That Hassan on Theo. Cool. Thank you, Queen.
You're not.
Yeah. You did not really spike
No, we
Bert?
made that up. I thought that's already out.
You did, yeah. You already talked about it.
But
But people don't believe you because you're a known liar.
Wait a minute. That's not true.
Yeah, no, we just like...
This is some like Santa shit to me.
Because dude, I bought it.
Wait, it wasn't real?
You hung out and you're telling me how you spiked him. You lied to me?
Listen, buddy, once I get a troll going, I lose myself in it.
You played it so all the way into our friendship, and I don't give a either way.
Yeah.
So you're just practicing lying on me.
No, I believe it.
Let's also relax on being offended that your friend lied about that. Let's relax, man. Your whole friendship ain't gonna tank because he made up a story about dosing fucking Bert. Like, let's just relax with the dramatics, man. These guys, our friendship, you lied to me. It's like, chill out, bro. Chill out.
I'd pass a detector. I'm believing it when I'm saying it.
Oh my God, you're like, that's kind of like Renazizi.
Yeah, I'm a sociopath.
That's the way you have to do it.
Yeah,
I just like get into it. Yeah, we talked about it, and I was talking about how much he'd love it. And then he was like, and then we just like, we plotted that out. We recorded the podcast, we're playing it, we're like not, he goes, we just won't put it out. And that was a genius move on Bert's part, because then people like, release the pod.
Even know what to think at this point. Ari openly admits he's a liar, but at the same time, I actually find him to be one of the most honest comedians out there, at least when it comes to telling the truth as he sees it. But then he goes and calls Bert a genius, and just like that, I'm back on the fence thinking, nope, totally made up, because there's no way a guy who tells the same story for 20 years is some kind of mastermind.
Yeah, there's no pod.
Big up Chris Mack. ATDC contact. No, not yet. But someone told me to check it out because there's some there's like a yay thing in there. I need to check it out. I'll probably speak about it on Taz. There's some sort of segment on there about some girl who maybe one of them dated, who might have introduced Ye to anti-Semitism or something. I need to check it out. But yeah, allegedly it was pretty good.
It's just us talking about it.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, was Leanne not in on the bit? Was she not? Did she not know?
It's a while ago, so I'm trying to remember if it was like he just told her and then she got mad and then like let it go. No way.
Oh, big up Cheese Food. Yeah, Compton admitted they fucked up making Dasher famous. Bruh, I need to check that out too. There's a fucking what did they go on? The Red Scare Girls went on Megyn Kelly's show. The comments were brutal. The brutal, bro. Red Scare Girls on Megyn Kelly, and the comments are brutal. They were ripping him apart because, you know, I like Red Scare. I listen to them, you know, but they're a little bit unbearable, and it takes a while to get used to the fucking vocal fry. But I guess people don't really, you don't get to see them a lot because they don't record their podcast video. It's just audio only. So when they do go on people's show and you hear the vocal fry and that fucking really slow, you know, whatever meandering affection, like they're always on drugs or something, it's a lot to deal with. But it's a lot to deal with. So the Megyn Kelly audience were not fans, man. The YouTube comments were pretty bad.
I think she must have been in on it.
I got to give credit to Bert too, because Bert sold the fuck out of it as well.
He's a good actor.
I mean, he seemed really upset with Ari about it, and then he kept bringing it up, wouldn't let it go.
Wait, why did you finally admit that it was a bit? I don't even remember. I just remember you talking about it.
I don't remember. It came up and it was like, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, now I think Ari was just trolling this podcast.
Give me that old time religion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck, to be fair. I'm completely over it. I don't care. I'm completely over it. I don't fucking care. Moving on. A new video here, courtesy of a channel called Clouds Radiation. I think this is going to be an anti-Kalila video. I think so. Based on the title of this video, I think it's going to be anti-Kalila. Bobby Lee's ex-girlfriend destroys her own career. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm going to react to it in real time. Let's see what people are saying. I'm assuming this has something to do with her being pregnant or having a kid recently. But let's hear what this guy's saying. Big up Clouds Radiation, or Clouds of Radiation.
Off dogs a lot, but this isn't like a known thing. Off tons of dogs, yeah.
Come on, man. I believe it.
All right, folks. You ever watch someone lie so confidently that you start questioning your own reality? That's Kalila, a self-proclaimed nurse, Olympic swimmer, and master manipulator. The person.
Honestly, only 20 seconds in. I wish I could understand. I missed it, man. I missed the beginning, or I missed the lore. I wasn't there, but I wish I could understand where this like really fervent hate for Kalila comes from. Is it just because they're fans of Bobby Lee and they hate her because they think she ruined Bobby Lee's life or something? Like, I would like to know what she's done that makes some guys on the internet just so mad. Like, they hate her to the level of Brendan. Some of these guys, it's comparable. It's like I remember even when the Brendan showdown happened, some channels were talking about how, like, oh, see how rude Kalila was to Brendan. Like, they were taking Brendan's side. There was a segment of the internet when Brendan went on Tiger Belly to try and clear the air about the whole drama they had. People were legitimately taking Brendan's side because they hate Kalila so much. So I'd love to know, is it because they hate her, or is it because they just hate what she's done, you know, perceivably to fucking Bobby Lee? Because it's wild.
Person that has become the most hated woman in podcasting. For years, Kalila rode Bobby Lee's fame into the spotlight, taking over Tiger Belly and Bobby's guest appearances and making it about herself.
Taking over? When did that happen? She can be a bit insufferable. She can be a bit annoying. You know, I still remember the fucking BLM fucking crying thing that she did, right? But when did she take over the show and make it all about her? Like, what?
But as time passed, more and more people started seeing through her act. Comedians have started roasting her. The internet has turned against her. And a dedicated subreddit exists just to expose her lies. But it's not just about lying. Kalila has built a reputation for humiliating Bobby Lee, controlling his career, and gaslighting him into submission. And if that wasn't enough, there's even more disturbing stuff lurking beneath the surface, like the bizarre controversies involving her brother and dogs that you won't believe until I show you. So today, we're breaking it all down, from the fabricated backstories to the public humiliation, the manipulative poems, the time she got clowned on by other comedians, and the moment she got completely exposed by Preach and Bobby Lee's own brother. This is the story of how she became the most hated podcaster on the internet. So let's talk about who she actually is. Because if you listen to her long enough, you'll realize she's got a different backstory every time she speaks. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if she said she discovered time travel, but only uses it to make Bobby late for podcasts. She's claimed to be a nurse, except she never technically worked as one. Here is one of the times she claimed to be a nurse.
Be quick with the nursing, get my nurse.
Come on, man. Honestly, man. Is this how we're starting the video? She lied about being a nurse. What was she then? What was she then instead? She just happened to work at a hospital or something like. What is this, man? Oh my god. Oh yeah. Come on, clouds of radiation, man.
Nursing degree, get a job. Got the job, and then that's when Bobby came into my life, and he was like, "You don't look like that's what you want to do."
It became a meme because she did it so often. Even Annie Letterman made fun of her about it.
Like, if this is the nurse's episode, perhaps the real nurse should take it away.
I'm not a real nurse, you guys.
Oh, we were talking about Donut.
Oh, okay.
We know you're not.
Thank you.
She's claimed to be an Olympic level swimmer, except no records exist.
Most of my childhood up until I retired. And I went to a Division I school. I got a full ride to UNLV.
And what sport was it?
Swimming.
Oh, swimming.
Oh,
cool. Wow.
And so I did that, and I spent my whole life thinking that I was for sure going to make the Olympics, and I didn't. And it was the biggest heart.
So she didn't make it to the Olympics. She said she didn't make it. Why would there be records of her not making it to the Olympics? Are you meant to go on like Olympic trials? Is that what people are trying to say then? Is there evidence that she swam at a D1 level? Is there evidence out there? Did she swim at a D1 college level? If she did, then I don't know. Then what is this? That's the first lie, right? That would be an issue. She didn't swim at a D1 level. Okay, cool. Then I guess maybe it's an issue. But I don't know how you can prove if somebody did try out for the Olympics or didn't try out for the Olympics.
Heartbreak of my life.
Oh, man.
I know.
Then she did a podcast with Dr. Drew where she stutters and claims that she swam for UNLV for 1 year, who then later realized she didn't have the necessary credits.
Ceiling there for how far you can really go in sports, and I think ultimately he wanted us to swim collegiately here.
Did you?
Yeah, for a year, and it all kind of went out of control.
Care to explain?
Yeah, I got a full scholarship to UNLV, and in short, they fucked me over.
Oh, they fucked you over.
They fucked me over. They fucked me over because they didn't go through, like, you have like NC2A, like clearinghouse, like certain subjects that you have to hit, and they didn't look into that before.
Is the accent real, by the way? When did she move to America? Is the accent real? The Tagalog accent, is that still like, is that she putting that on to like to be a little bit, or is that not a thing? That's the only thing I noticed talking now. I didn't notice how much of an accent she still has.
Before I actually signed for a full ride.
Or at least they didn't teach you what you needed to do.
Right, and I was just kind of a dumb 17-year-old.
Ooh,
I just
so you were
really
young, too.
banked on swimming being my ticket to just about anywhere.
It was actually her sister who was the great swimmer. She just
really?
stole her sister's story. She's even hinted at being a self-made woman, except her entire career is tied to Bobby Lee. You know, the guy she loves to mock every chance she gets. But here's where things get interesting, because as soon as she got close to Bobby, everything changed. She went from being a nobody to positioning herself as some kind of podcasting mastermind, and somehow people bought it, at least for a while.
Who bought that she was a podcasting mastermind? The show was fun for a while, for a bit, I guess, because of their dynamic. Then it got really annoying after a while because they were going through relationship issues, and it was all kind of like playing out on the pod, right? Like, that's standard what happened. In the beginning, it was kind of fun, but it got kind of boring really quickly, their relationship on camera. It got really annoying. That was it, really. I think it was a mutually beneficial relationship. Bobby Lee would have never set up Tiger Belly without her anyway. Let's be real on that one. His life was a bit of a mess. It was all over the place. He was not really, quote unquote, fulfilling his potential, or me, you know. And she kind of helped that, I'd imagine. And he obviously helped her get a career because she was also a bit aimless. I don't see the issue, man. Honestly, I don't root for either person. They both seem a little bit insufferable. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe it's just the love people have for Bobby Lee. Maybe people love Bobby Lee so much they just don't want anybody like, tampering with him in any way, shape, or form.
Are you still waiting for your friends?
I told you 7:30.
Maybe they're gonna ditch you.
I know. I can read you the message.
They're gonna ditch you.
I'll read you the message.
You have no real friends.
I do. These are my lifelong friends.
They're all 17-year-olds.
It doesn't matter. I'm 17 at heart.
Now, roasting in relationships is normal, but what Kalila does, that's not roasting. That's a 24/7 psychological takedown.
Big up Young Old Vibes. How can you not love Bobby as a toddler? That's exactly why I don't love him. I'm not a fan of like baby adults or adult babies. I'm not a fan of that. Bert Crash has a bit of that in him as well. I hate that sort of shit. I hate that. Maybe because I won't say I take life too seriously, but maybe because I don't indulge in that sort of stuff, or I don't like to be coddled or cuddled or empathized with or felt sorry for. Like, fuck all that shit. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, I don't buy it. I know it's a bit as well. Bobby's probably not like that everyday life, but I hate that. I hate the fucking adult baby thing. It's not for me. Bit of drop from my I think you're head over heels over Kalila. You're basically not in particular. I don't see what you guys are getting from me talking about this, that I like Kalila. I don't give a fuck about any of these people that deeply. I really don't, to be honest. If I would, I would be fucking balls deep in those forums defending her. I don't really care about either. She seems very annoying. He seems very annoying. I just don't get why people are like making it seem like she's the problem and he is not a problem. Like, do people really want Bobby Lee? I don't know. Like, I get he's a funny guy, but yeah, I don't know, man. How old is he? 60 years old or something? Like, I don't know.
It's like she rolls out of bed, stretches, and thinks, how can I make Bobby feel useless today? She constantly reminds him that he's dirty, dumb, and irrelevant, like a high school bully who never grew up. And here's the thing, Bobby believes it now. Every time he tries to stand up for himself, he just nervously laughs.
Big up Asada's knees. I'm not a child. Says the guy who eats his ends off the toilet. That's not exactly what happened, but I'll take that. I'll take it. You're kind of, you're kind of simplifying what happened and stuff and omitting some of the key details, but touche.
Laughs like a hostage, trying not to upset his captor. If I strung together every instance of her belittling him, this video would be longer than the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. No exaggeration. There are YouTube compilations of it, with just part 1 being over 25 minutes long. And if you thought the humiliation was bad, it actually gets worse, because she took it a step further and started writing poems about Bobby. And not just any poems. These were like villain monologues in rhyming form, where she admits to using Bobby for his money.
I ran you ragged to the gravel, fed you time for gold, held you closely so falsely, watched your ache unfold. You steered the reins as you were aptly told, not knowing you were headed for a stab, capture, and hold. I'm sorry, so sorry, for your heart I cajoled, and for thieving back all the things I sold. I'm an artist, a con, self-punished but paroled, a savvy saboteur, spoiling good to mold. For this I ask pardon, your good faith I have trolled. I know nothing of love but a dead winter's cold.
Boo! That's some fucking college level, A-level fucking bullshit poetry. Like, honestly, who gives a fuck, man? She run his pockets cold. He got to fucking have a trophy girlfriend. Everybody fucking won, man. I don't care about either of these people. I really don't.
Wow, what poetry. The standout lines here are obviously, fed you time for gold.
Now we're gonna break it down like some Genius lyrics. We get it, bro. We understand what he said. We're gonna break it down like Genius lyrics, right? Like she's fucking Nas or something out here. Like, allow it, please.
Mostly so falsely, and I'm an artist, a con, all of which amount to what I can only interpret as a blatant admission of gold digging.
I used to jerk off dogs a lot, but this isn't like a known thing.
Okay, this is weird. Subtly, nonchalantly mentioning that you used to jack off dogs is wild. It reminds me of that clip of Joe Budden saying it too, right? Remember Joe Budden? He said it once on the podcast too. Oh my god, yeah. This is a bit insane. Actually, wasn't there a video? Maybe I was on Twitter too long. Wasn't there a video of a girl? Do you guys remember that? Recently, there was a video went viral on Twitter of some girl jacking off her dog. She recorded herself and put it on Twitter. Did you guys see that? Or did I only see that? Or is it my feed? Pick up Abe Martinez. Pick up Abe Martinez.
Oz Captain Defendaho. Bean cheese Oz, come on.
You guys wish, man. You guys wish. But yeah, I was Captain Defender. It was hilarious.
Jerked off tons of dogs, yeah.
Come on, man. I believe it. I know I believe it, but I don't want to hear it. Well,
Also, I'm not a fucking puppy pal because I only jerked off full-grown dogs who still had their balls.
And what do you jerk
Because in
off
the
to?
Philippines, it wasn't customary to like
cultural, you know.
It wasn't customary. It's still a big problem there. So stray dog population is crazy because most people don't neuter or spay their dogs.
So what? You go around in the Philippines jacking off dogs because there's too many stray dogs around. What? What? This is the type of stuff you just don't share on pods anyway, even if it is true. Like, I don't even know if this is. I don't even know.
And so we had a lot of dogs, and dog in particular named Rolly. Well, Rolly and another German Shepherd. You want to know his?
Yeah, big up Two Swords. Someone saw it. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Big up Two Swords. It was some female MMA fight. Okay, cool. I think she's wearing like a blue top. I saw it on my feed. I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay, cool. I thought I was the only one. I thought I know I have a fucked up feed, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw it. Big up Two Swords. Big up Sad Aziz.
I got that dog in me. Where Kalila as
All right. Let's relax. I got that dog in me. Let's relax. Yeah, whoa. Start barking like I should speed. I saw he's a fucking legend.
His name?
Your
go ahead.
boyfriend's face is
Huh?
confused.
His name was Wow. And call him Wowie.
Okay.
Anyways, I jerked Wowie off.
Yo, big up Uche. By the way, Wowie is a very Filipino ass sounding name for a dog, isn't it? Huh? What the color Wowie?
Off because he had his balls, he was intact, and I felt bad for him.
What the fuck? Guys, I want to apologize for making you listen to that. Did you see Theo's face during all that? I think that was all of us, if that wasn't bad enough.
Photo of country shit, innit? She probably shouldn't have shared it, but it's still kind of weird to talk about and with such, because this is kind of recent though. This episode's recent enough anyway. This is one of the newest studios, so she's mentioning it again is a little bit like, sister, please stop sister, please.
Enough. Not only did she do that to her dogs, she had an odd relationship with her brother. You got to see this.
Okay, so what's wrong with you?
I dated a boy this is one of my potential brothers, maybe. But he
welcome to the show.
It's officially started.
But
There's
this
a
was
motherfucker here.
This was the boy I told you. The reason, like, I couldn't have gone to an abortion clinic faster because he basically.
Oh my god, bro. Kalila, fucking hell. Sister, please, man. What one? Who raised this girl? Aren't Filipinos like Catholic and shit and Christian? Aren't they very like religious? Why is she sharing this stuff on the podcast anyway? Like, who raised this girl? Fucking hell, bro. What? We don't need to know about your brother not brother busting inside you and shit. Like, we don't need to know all that shit. Why one for this? Yo, this girl's a little bit tapped, isn't it? She's a little bit tapped. I'm not gonna lie, she's a little bit tapped. Huh?
Like, I went to his home and I saw that he had his dog chained up, like, and it was his grandma's dog all day long.
Your brother?
It wasn't. It couldn't. I was like, "There's no." That's also.
Guys, I don't even have words for this. She is absolutely vile. It's like she wakes up every morning and asks herself, "How can I make people despise me even more today?" Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen someone this shameless.
Nursing school was a made up
pipe dream.
A made up lie dream.
In your position of power, especially, like, it was so just rampant. That's how dudes, like, let me get you something. I'm gonna make, you want to do stand up? Try open mics. I'll take you on the road someday.
Wait. His position of power?
That's okay. It's a whole conversation him and I have. But
what position of power?
Hey, fuck you, man.
No, wait.
Back up.
So in certain circles, I do have power. That's it.
The reason that I use the term,
come on, man.
The reason that I use the term of
age of power,
position of power, is because he has talked about not being attracted to a woman who is equally as wealthy.
Oh God.
Wait,
I never said that.
But
I never said that.
But Bobby, that is most of us.
Yeah, it's.
Thank you, Blacklit.
I told you I was on your side.
I know you did. I didn't know.
You told me to shut the fuck up for 2 minutes and a half.
I didn't know.
I'm on your side,
I didn't know.
I'm on your side.
Oh, you're on my side. I forgot.
But most of us is that.
I get it.
And it's not so much that we're not turned on by it. Is that we don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Out.
Yeah.
In '92, LA riots, I would loot with you.
Well, he's in Montreal.
So I know, but I'm just saying in that context. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You know what I mean? I'm not against it. I'm with. We're gonna do it together. It's my uncle's store, bro. We're gonna do it. All right. So I'm with you too, dog.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I'm right here.
I know. I'm here too, bro. Go ahead.
I forgot the original point.
Okay, the thing that happened is that you were talking about position of power, and I said, what do you mean by position of power?
Right,
and you flipped the script. The reason why I said, what do you mean by position of power? The only reason I said that is because...
Big up your good man. I just saw that. You're a fucking piece of shit. You are. I thought preaching AZ with the same person this whole time. Okay. Big up Preach though. Big up Abba. Big up Preach. Big channel. Love it. Love them.
I feel like women have a tendency to use and over abuse of that term of position of power. And that's the only reason why I wanted to specify. Doesn't mean you ain't got power. Doesn't mean you ain't great. You are who you are. Bobby Lee. You know what I mean? Like, but I just want to know, what do you mean by position of power?
Yeah, I think that it's more something that he's defined for himself, not necessarily because
No. They're asking you the question. Why is she palming off to him? He asked you the question. Please define what position of power means, or just talk. Explain further what you mean. Just in general, not even to Bobby Lee. Just in general, as a woman, what do you mean when people abuse a position of power? And she's just fucking like.
Even when I got with him, I never felt like he was in a position of power.
See who's not on your side now? Look at me, Bobby. I'm nationwide.
I know that one.
That's me.
That's you, dog.
That's me.
I know.
Yeah.
What? No power? Nothing?
Not in the beginning, no.
Okay.
Pick up Uche. Preach will never do toilet zins. Honestly, this new retelling of the toilet zin story is fucking hilarious. Also, I'm not in the business of clearing anything up, so we'll leave it there. But I'm loving this new meme of me taking zins out of the toilet and putting in my mouth. Honestly, it's so good. It's so good. If I could do animation, I would make an animation about it. I really would make an animation about it.
No.
Interesting.
Wow, do you want me to leave you?
Preach has dealt with manipulative people before. The moment Kalila started spewing therapy buzzwords like position of power, he knew exactly what was happening. She was trying to flip the script, using loaded language to put herself in control. But the second Preach pushed back, she folded like a cheap lawn chair, completely contradicting herself, suddenly claiming Bobby didn't have any power at all. And just to put this into perspective, this was all happening while Bobby was struggling with a relapse. Instead of supporting him, she was busy playing mental gymnastics to make herself the victim. Another person who saw through Kalila's act was Bobby Lee's own brother, Steve Lee. Near the end of their relationship, Steve realized she was exploiting Bobby and tried to intervene. But instead of addressing the concerns...
What did Steve say? I guess Steve is the one in the black, right? She's fucking some other guy in Hawaii. Their relationship is just snake and mirrors. That's awful. I hope it doesn't hurt your brother. Oh, he's in pain. He just got out of a psych ward in Tuss. Yo, who is he talking to? A random person. Yo, Bobby Lee's brother's also an op, innit? You're just sharing all this fucking private medical information about your brother to some random on fucking IG DMs. What type of brother is this? Like, the only person, it seems like the only people that only look out for Bobby Lee are actually his fans, you know? The only people that actually have Bobby Lee's best interests at heart are his actual fans. His own family, his ex-girlfriend, they're all out to get him and, clean his pockets. It's only his actual fans that actually love him. It's really weird, isn't it? I think she arranged that. It was supposed to be a rehab. That kills me, man. He should throw her back to Long Beach. She's so full of it, and playing 6D or something. That makes her look so ugly. I'm sorry. I'm shook. She kept me away ever since they moved into the house on the hill. But didn't Stevie, Weeby, and Bobby Lee fall out over something else? Something else that he told somebody? Or am I bugging out? Am I bugging? Is that how they fell out? Stevie said something about Bobby to somebody he wasn't meant to say or something like that? When you really have problems, you need love and support that you can't buy. She's milked my brothers for gold. He's brainwashed, like a cult type thing, like Scientology. Okay, yeah, I noticed. Do Esther and Annie know they should? Trash Tuesday was saying that. Okay.
Kalila reportedly worked to isolate Bobby from his own brother.
Oh, big up Uche. These are the combos he had with BGL, remember? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know BGL was involved in the Kalila. Oh yeah, true. That's what. No, what I remember. True. That's a good point. That's what. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I remember that. I remember that whole arc. Yeah, he put big up Chris Mack. Yeah, he put Bobby Lee's business out there in the street to a random fans on MP Messenger. Yeah, Stevie is a fucking shit brother, bro. Stevie is a fucking shitty brother. Big up Assad. No, they fell out over Stevie sharing Kalila's stuff with Shorb. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so that's the thing. So Stevie shared that thing with, so that's, yeah, so I guess that's why, can you really blame Brendan? Because it seems like Stevie told Brendan something about Kalila that would have given Brendan confidence to holler at her in the DMs. So maybe she is a bit of a loosey-goosey comedy, a friendly friend in comedy. Maybe she was getting around, you never know. And Brendan just wanted to turn. He just wanted to have a little run, you know what I mean? But she shut him down in a very public way and then, blew up his whole spot, and here we are, It's a lovely thing it happened, but maybe Stevie was actually the one to blame because he's the one that put the barrier in Brendan's back and told him, look, yeah, she sucks everyone off, man. Just ask.
And when private texts leaked, exposing what Steve really thought about her, it became even more obvious. She wasn't just manipulating Bobby, she was actively keeping him away from the people who cared about him.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's gotta hurt, innit? Big up Key P, that's true, innit? That's gotta hurt. She's a freak, but she doesn't fuck with Papa. That's gotta really hurt your ego and really mess with your brain if you're Brendan. Because you probably heard stuff about Kalila from the grapevine, right? From first-hand accounts of people that you trust in the comedy community telling you, yeah, bro, trust me. She did this, Bobby doesn't even know, or Bobby lets her do this and this with me. And then you try and holler, and it nearly ruins your fucking marriage. Everybody else is getting their dick sucked, right? Everyone else is getting a little cheeky rub behind the fucking curtains of the comedy store. You holler, and you nearly lose everything. You nearly lose everything.
Kalila Coon. Ooh, next question. Ooh. Oh, that was a bad suggestion. Oh my God. You know what? People are people, huh? Yeah. Okay. People are people. Yeah. I just avoided a landmine there. Oh my God. That could have started like World War III. Okay. We good? Jeremiah, how much time do I have left? Holy shit, dude.
At the end of the day, Kalila built her career.
Even his brother's annoying. Like, how old is he again? Is he in his 40s? Like, honestly, man, like, those personalities, just grow up, man. Like, ay. Like, fuck off.
career on Bobby Lee's back. And now, the internet is finally waking up to it. Almost everyone who once tolerated her has distanced themselves, except for the few who still co-sign her on Trash Tuesday, which, let's be honest, says more about them than it does about her. But at this point, the damage is done. She has exposed herself time and time again, and no amount of deflection, manipulation, or victim playing can change that. If there's any justice, her days in the spotlight should be over for good.
I'm sure there's a lot of girls want to take up where Kalila left off. Let me show you some next level. You know?
Yeah.
But now they also realize they could get famous if they're Bobby Lee's girlfriend. There's probably a lot of those girls.
It's so dangerous nowadays.
So it's got to duck them. You got to know which one's a sociopath.
Whoa, man! This guy literally wants her dead, innit? This guy literally wants Kalila dead. Honestly, man, so astonishing. This whole shit is just wild to me, man. Honestly, I find all this shit so wild. I don't know what I have to say about this. I don't care. I don't care about either person. I don't care about Bobby Lee. I don't care about Kalila. I just don't give a fuck. I really don't. Like, I really don't give a fuck about either person. She cleaned him out. I don't know. He did what he did with the cuck fantasies. I don't know what he did. Everyone won. Cool, man. Regardless, I don't give a fuck. They both landed in their feet anyway. She's got her brand that she does. She's got the secret baby. He's doing his thing now. Tiger Belly's doing well. Bad Friends is doing well. So everybody won, really. Everybody got out of it what they got out of it. And so it is what it is. It is what it is. Who's oh, big up Uche. Trash Tuesday is still a thing, but Esther left. So who's doing Trash Tuesday then? Has Esther got a new co-host, or she's just doing it by herself? Everyone ducked out, innit? No Esther, no Annie. Sorry, no Annie and no Kalila. So who's she doing Trash Tuesdays with now? Little Esther. It was actually a good little show. I wonder if it broke up because of the Brendan thing as well. They kind of exposed Brendan, but then it also cost them the podcast. I wonder if that's the reason why they split up. I know Annie said she left because she went to focus on her own comedy and shit. It's Esther, Kalila, and one of Kalila's friends. Oh, Kalila's still on there. Okay. Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're sorry. Annie left, didn't it? Annie's the only one that left. Okay, cool. It's Esther, Kalila, and one of Kalila's friends. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, the Annie's podcast is horrendous, man. Annie's boyfriend. Like he's definitely doing a let me get as much as I can out of this situation thing. But yeah, that Annie's boyfriend, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, interesting choice in men, I guess. But he seems like he loves her, and he works as he's a producer of the show, right? I guess. Interesting dynamic. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to Fighting a Kid. So the clips I have here to analyze and talk about. A couple clips here. Yeah. I titled this Brian Callen voluntarily sucking Brendan's dick because he can allegedly lift heavy weights. This is totally not planned or a rehearsed bit, plus some comedy mothership talk. So let's scroll over to 10:36 for this precise clip.
Now, speaking of sports, I just want to read to everybody the text that Joe Rogan and I got this morning from you. And it just came out of nowhere. I woke up and I went, oh, and this is what I got.
By the way, I think this is a bit now, but he's also harkening back to a time. I don't know if you guys remember the law, but this was part of when, before everyone got cancelled and Brendan and Brian were part of the inner circle. Do you remember this was a thing? I think either Joe used to say or Brian used to say, oh, we were just like, I just got this text from like Chris. I got this text from Joe and it mentioned it on the podcast. Like, it was part of the bit of a pod. Like, they would do funny things to each other or say silly things to each other or say certain risque things they can't repeat on the pod, but then they would mention the text on the show. And it seems like that's a callback to that sort of stuff. Like, this seems so random because fucking Brian's phone was ready. He didn't spend a lot of time opening the messages. He's always a bit weird and boomerish, that sort of shit. So I feel like this is all a prepared bit in some way to get Brendan to brag about his weightlifting. Fucking pathetic. But yeah, I think this is what it was.
This is Brendan texting Joe and I, Joe Rogan and I, fellas.
Joe Rogan and I, like, we know who you're talking about. We get it. Fucking hell. And look at Brendan trying to act like humble and, unaware of what's going on. You planned this bit. Just sit there and fucking grin. Or sit there and pretend to laugh at least.
I'm so goddamn strong right now. It's a problem. I just did on bench 225 25 times, 2-minute rest. Then I did 315 5 times, 2-minute rests, and 225 22 times. That's
I'm not gonna lie, I work out quite a bit, and I don't think I've ever even typed with that level of detail my sets in my notes app that much, let alone said to another person. I don't think I've even sometimes you just write the numbers. You just write 200 180 times 2 times 3. You don't fucking write a fucking essay. I don't think I've spent time writing down my numbers exactly in some sort of little story narrative thing. Like, this is such bizarre behavior, because the text is probably real, but to send a text like that, it's like, okay, congratulations. Like, what?
insane.
Insane.
That's insane strength.
Insane.
Did you videotape that?
No, I should though.
So it doesn't count, innit? No? Can't we use one of his famous sayings? Don't count. Because surely, for those of you who lift weights, if you could bench press 225 pounds for 25 reps unbroken, wouldn't you video record that? Wouldn't you video record that if you could do that? I deadlift some decent enough weight, and I'm always fucking taking pictures of my fucking feet next to the fucking plates. Proud of myself for lifting that much. And I do fucking shitty weights. If I could bench press 225 pounds for 25 reps, I'm fucking, and not have it bouncing on my chest, not with horrible foam, with full fucking control, full motion, If I could do that, there'd be evidence of it. You'd see a picture. You'd see a video at least. There's not even a video of him doing it. You know why? Because it didn't happen. And he can't do it. We've seen him do bench press before. We've seen him do bench press of that sort of range and weight. I think there's a clip of him and BGL doing it. And we saw how horrible his form was. There's no way he's doing fucking bench press. I'm not even saying about he has to lock out his arms. Forget even locking out your arms. I just don't believe that he can press that barbell above his chest 25 times without it dropping or without it racking up. There's no way. Especially when you think about the last time he did it with BGL, I think this was him pre-Ozempic. This is him drinking, eating a bunch, taking or doing steroids and shit, or TRT, whatever it was. So he was stronger and bigger, and he still couldn't do it correctly. 225. So now you're telling me, like, post-Ozempic Baba, who doesn't drink and doesn't eat as much, is somehow going to be benching. Come on, man, get out of here, man. Get out of here.
But I probably should do it so people can see.
Bro,
but it's just weird setting the camera.
No, you should do it so people can believe you. It's not that so we can see. I don't care about seeing it. If you want people to believe you, you should record it. But no one believes you because it's a lie.
But on the stand.
No, you should because I know you do that, and I know you can do that, and I know you have done that. But I want any doubters to know and see, because it's like, well, all right, because that's crazy.
No, why is he saying doubters and he's smiling like it's a bro? Like he knows he's smiling to be condescending, but why are you mentioning the 225 25 times? You're mentioning it because it's really high number and it will put you up there with some of the most elite athletes to grace the earth now at the moment. And you're in your 40s and you haven't trained in any kind of sport for many years. You're bragging about it because if it's true, it's a really remarkable feat. But if you want to also, gain the clout and the fucking notoriety and the whatever from doing that, maybe you also prove it, innit? Like you just, it's just part of the game. Like you just have to prove it. You can't brag about the fact that you did it and use it for fucking, use it to get fucking props from people, but then scoff at the idea of having to prove doubters wrong that you actually did it in the first place.
I don't know. That's combine shit. That's high level combine shit.
Oh no. What motivated me is Jay last night because the combine's on right now.
Oh really? Better Chris Mack. The top guy in the NFL has done 225 for 30. It's like, come on, but exactly. So the top person in the NFL combine did 225 30 times, but Brendan's saying he did 225. What's that? 25 times? on peptides, on whatever else he's on, nicotine pouches, cavities, all this sort of nonsense going on in him, and he wants us to believe that come on, bro, come on. There's a part of me that doesn't even believe he did it simply based on how he, I wouldn't say tore his hammies, but how he injured himself running against Chappelle. That lack of athleticism I saw on display, running against Chappelle in the car park, told me everything I need to know about his athletic prowess or lack thereof, personally. I didn't see anything there that was impressive at all.
It might have ended, but we watch all of it. I said, what's the highest numbers on 225 at tight end? Jay texts me, and he's like, and these are the linebackers. I was like, I can beat all those. Jay's like, really? I'm like, yeah, probably twice. Like, I bet I could do it within a set twice.
What?
That's why I did it.
225, 25, 22 times?
25, then I rest.
25
315, 5.
That's so much. Do you know how much? That's so.
225 bench press, 25. You rested and you did 315. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. Shut up. Lies. If he was a powerlifter, fair enough. Fair enough. You tell if he could do it based on his body, but shut up, bro. Honestly, the lies. It's just so annoying because it's like he's likely. The annoying thing about this lie is that he's likely very strong anyway. Just look at him, right? He's huge. He's likely very strong. So why add this unnecessary lie to this story? If you're already kind of strong anyway, why are you lying like this? Why? Your numbers are probably impressive. Maybe 180, maybe 170, 25 reps. Or 200 for 25. That's still impressive. Why are you lying?
So crazy.
Yeah.
And then 315.5.
And then I went back to 225 22 times. And I continued with my workout.
Sure.
That is nuts.
And here's my thing. And for what? To be the strongest baseball dad?
Why do you think you're so strong? Is it because you never stopped working out? But genetics and all that, I know. But like, that's weird.
Yeah, and then yeah.
You've never not worked out.
Never not worked out.
Like ever since you were in fourth grade.
The only time
your tendons must be.
The better question should be, why have you never made it? Like why have you never really achieved? Yo, big up Abe Martinez.
Built like a bag of milk, so delusional Baba math.
Exactly. If you're such this crazy physical prowess guy, why haven't you ever fucking achieved the levels that you should have achieved in your fucking, athletics career? What happened there then? Why hasn't that matched? What do you think went awry? What do you think was the missing thing there? Why do you never, fulfill your potential? If you're such a freak when it comes to strength and conditioning, because that could be possible. Let's just entertain the fact that he might be super strong. He might be freakishly strong, freakishly athletic. Okay. Then why didn't it work out in the NFL? Why couldn't some team, some franchise use you with your height and everything else going on, your size, and make use of you in some way, shape, or form? Why did you never get any deals, any contracts anywhere? Why did you never become UFC champion at a time when the heavyweight division wasn't as great as it is nowadays or in recent years? Why? Those are questions people should definitely ask, because it's like, how are you this amazing, but it doesn't show in any kind of professional sports? It's just you doing it allegedly in gyms and not recording it. Okay.
Yeah, and the only time I took it off, and I've been benching since fucking, I don't know, elementary, but the only time I took off was when I did stand-up. I had like 8 to 9 months where I just...
Oh my God, he's now blaming stand-up comedy for getting fat. Look at his face, man. I love this stuff that he does. Like, I think he's convinced himself that stand-up was the worst thing to happen to his life. As opposed to maybe he was the worst thing to happen to stand-up. It's the other way around. I think he believes deeply, because now that his life is not about boozing, it's not about being out all the time and going on the road and cheating on his wife and allegedly nearly losing his home off the back of it, all this malarkey. He probably associates a lot of good with it, but you can't say that the bad happened because of stand-up. Happened because of you. You were indulging yourself. He was the one that was going fucking landing full face into the fucking food truck diary food that they were getting and shit. He was clearly enjoying his time on the road, hence the whole addies and baddies situation. You know, like he loved it. So him acting like it was all negative is fucking hilarious. It really fucking is.
Just drank and did stand up.
So you
So I took that time off. I hated myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I need to be my kid's super.
Hold on, but aren't you meant to be a beast of a comedian? Weren't you saying during the time you're doing stand up that you're still doing sets and reps? You're going to the gym, working out, doing this, doing that. So I guess that was all a lie then, right? There was no sets and reps. There was no crazy working out. It was all fucking bullshit. Oh my god.
Superhero, and then I got back in the gym seriously.
Yeah.
I got on peptides, TRT, and your boy's fucking.
It's that TRT and peptides
it's
too, right?
Stupid strong, dude. It's.
You mean Ozempic? You mean Ozempic, right? Ozempic and TRT. But yeah, like I don't know why I'm doing it, right? To be the strongest baseball dad, so trying to like, you know, be self-deprecating. But then you're talking about it on the podcast. If it's not that big of an achievement, it doesn't matter. Why are you mentioning it on the pod? Why are you going on and on and on about it? Why are you trying to attribute it to some clearer vision and some grandiose plan or some sense of clarity that you just now have? Like, why? Why?
It's fucking. It's retarded.
Yeah.
Transcend, right?
Oh, he said that word.
Yeah, transcend hashtag fucking. It's retarded.
Yeah.
Transcend, right? Yeah, transcend hashtag. Or was it transcend / Brendan Schaub?
Do you get your
10%
blood
off.
tested to see how thick it is?
Oh yeah,
Your lipid levels and stuff. That's
I've been doing it too
important, right?
long. Oh yeah, have to.
Definitely not. The fact that he's saying that he definitely hasn't done it.
Damn. And then you don't drink.
Stupid. I don't drink. Here's because my girl was asking. Because
I like how he's not admitting again that not drinking because it's Ozempic. But we all know that's the fact. We all know the reason why he's not drinking is because he's on Ozempic, or he did Ozempic for a long time. Now he's probably off of it. They're trying to attribute it all to like this clear vision and being on this thing and, you know, having self-discipline and grinding and being a hero to my kids. Shut up.
And I was in the mirror last night messing around in my undies. I like do karate at her, just fucking around, you know, just terrible Charlie Brown kicks.
Sure.
She laughs her ass off, and she goes, "You're so big, right? Like you're jacked." She's like, "You're more jacked than you were when I met you. We were fighting the UFC." And I went, "Babe, I am stupid strong right now."
What is this conversation, man? What is this conversation? What is this podcast? Okay. Thanks for sharing this information with us.
And she's like, what do you think it's all those shots you take? I go, for sure that's helping. I said, but you know what it is?
You've always been really strong.
Yeah, but I said, you know what it is? I'm getting rest. I go to bed at 9. Yeah, I wake up at 5. I have a routine.
No one believes you, bro. He goes to bed at 9 with 3 kids. He goes to sleep at home with 3 kids at 9 p.m. He has 2 kids, just under 10, right? I think Tiger might be 10 years old, 11, and a toddler. He goes to bed at 9 p.m. and wakes up at 5 p.m. for a 5-mile run. All right.
I'm eating good. I don't drink anymore.
Bad. Not drinking is really, really good.
And also just happier overall. Like I was a knucklehead, dude.
Wow, stand-up comedy made him not happy. This is all an anti-stand-up comedy thing. It's wild, isn't it? He was talking like that was his destiny, like he found his thing, right? I think even on your mom, no, mom. I think even on You'll Be Surprised, there's a bit in the You'll Be Surprised video. Maybe it's one of the promo videos that didn't get released. But I think there was a bit in the promo video. It's something like, he says something along the lines of like, I finally found my thing. Like I was looking for something that would give me purpose and and I finally found it. Like I couldn't find it in football. So he was attributing a lot to stand up. He went to host Saturday Night Live. Definitely wanted to have a Netflix special. Didn't get it in the end, thank God. But he definitely wanted to have a Netflix special. He was out here trying to work the Hollywood circuit for a while, and now all of a sudden, comedy was the worst thing to happen to you. What? Because you got caught cheating? That's why. Right, let's not rewrite history here. You had your good time. You had fun. You were getting flown around the world to your shitty fucking Gringo Happy and You'll Be Surprised jokes. You know what I mean? For a long time, the fucking scam was going, and that obviously it kind of caught up with him in the end. But this rewriting of history is hilarious.
I've been a knucklehead for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, So it's just like getting my life together.
I've been knucklehead for a long time. What does that mean? Does that mean that you've been cheating for a long time?
You know? So when you ask me when we go to Austin, you'll be at the mothership all the time? Probably not, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Stand-up comedy is gone then. Do you remember when he got angry about that? I don't understand why he got angry. I remember maybe because people were celebrating. Do you remember when he quit stand-up on the Shorb show? I said, yeah, I just don't care, man. Like that whole speech. Then everyone was talking about it. Everyone made a ton of videos over it. And then I think they responded to it the next show on the Fire and the Kid. And he was like, I don't know why everyone's talking like as if I've quit or something. I've not quit. I'm just taking a break or something. He got kind of upset about it. But now it's pretty clear that he's quit stand-up because he's not even going to the mothership. He's not even going to the mothership. So that whole thing about Skankfest and sitting down and talking about how I'm not ready for the mothership yet. I'll earn it the real way. He didn't want to earn nothing. He just got pissed off when he had to do stand-up by himself. When he found out he wouldn't be around all his friends 24/7 and there was no community he could kind of link into and just befriend, and he has to work on his own, he knew, nah, it's not for me. And he just dipped.
I mean, I'll check. Like, obviously, I'm gonna support you when you're there. Dude, I'm there.
Yeah.
When you're there, I'm there.
Yeah.
Extra doubt on that one, by the way. I can't wait for the first time that Brian performs at Mothership and Brendan doesn't go. Extra doubt on that one. Extra doubt.
But as far like when you're doing your weekends or whatever, and then if Rogan's like, I'll go say what's up to the boys. But as far as like,
right,
my life's so different now, dude,
Yeah.
and in the best way.
This is incredible cope before you go to Austin, Texas. It's almost like he's afraid of like bumping into comedians and shit. He's gonna live in a bubble. That's probably why he kept talking about Fort Worth, innit? That might explain why he was obsessed with Fort Worth. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go to Austin. I don't give a shit about Austin. It's all about Fort Worth. It's all about Fort Worth. So he could be as far away as possible for the comedy scene and wouldn't want to bump into them on the road or at the grocery store. What a fucking interesting dude.
And the best, like I eat healthy. I rarely eat carbs.
Well, you're all
Very
about
rarely
family,
eat
man.
carbs.
You're
Yeah.
always, that there's you can't
Example
go wrong
for my
with that.
kids.
Of course, Callan is gonna cuck. Of course, Callan's gonna cuck for him. You're all about your family, man. Oh, making this shut up. You guys all had families when you were doing stand up and chasing that dream. Now all of a sudden the family's the most important thing ever. Like, shut up, man. Honestly, shut up your mouth.
And then what I do every morning when I get home, I take off my shirt and they wake up to me going, "What's up, boys? What you been doing?"
So flexing on your kids, right? That's a good that makes sense. Let's flex on our kids, I guess. I don't know what that does, by the way. Daddy's got muscles. Okay, cool. Congrats. I don't know. And how strong and muscly are you really? I don't know. You don't really look that impressive to me. But I could be talking at my ass. What's next? Yeah. Brendan loves to run. This is a funny clip. Brendan loves to run. 15:36. Brendan loves to run, allegedly. Brendan Runner Shorb. There we go. Let's go here.
And that's the peptides and TRT. That's the advantage.
Wow.
But because I like to run, my knees wonky because I'm so big.
Yeah. Yeah. You need
I just need some fucking stem work in there. Some.
Press exit out, by the way. Loves to run. Press exit out. Press exit out in this whole like running thing. We've seen him running. We've seen his horrible form. We've seen his stride. We've seen it. Loves to run is very doubtful, by the way. Very, very doubtful.
You know? Some PRP or some
Amazing.
shit.
Amazing. That's crazy. Well, I think you can shoot that BC-157 in your.
Yo, big up LB. He probably did a deep dive on all the videos people have made of him and realized that they were laughing at him, not with him. True. Got every chance handed to him. This is what is left: a baseball dad with a fake gym stories that plays carnival in garages. Jesus Christ! Exactly. Bet Mr. Bob, I eat healthy, no water, 20 Diet Cokes. Also, Liver King is not. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Bet Mr. Your Girl, Beast of a Dad. Exactly. Big up Jonah B in the chat as well. Petrified of getting dunked on in public. Yeah, you can tell he's really worried. Like, part of his anxiety must be because of he's also going straight into the fire pit, by going over there, because it opens up to a lot of things that he doesn't want. There's a lot of a lot of wild people out there in Austin, Texas, and there's also a lot of people there that don't like him, who've built up a lot of time, and I don't know. I feel like Brendan's been exposed to way more people outside of the Bappaverse and the Jerryverse. So there's probably a bunch of people out there that probably know a lot of bad things about Brendan. So it's gonna be an awkward situation all around for everybody involved. You know, very, 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 very awkward. So I get why he's trying to get ahead of it.
Knee, right
BBC.
or no?
Yeah.
BBC. What is it?
BBC 157. Yeah, I shoot that every day.
Loves to run. I shoot that every day. Cool, makes sense. What's the next one? Let's do 1642. Brendan's the strongest baseball dad. Let's skip ahead there. Where is it?
Strong. You're different strong.
Unless James Harrison has
A lot of
kid
guys are
playing
heavy,
baseball.
but they're not. Now, James Harrison, you have your hands full.
Yeah.
You said Chad Ochocinco and James Harrison.
Yeah,
I saw
he's
James
strong.
Harrison in the airport.
He's
and
thick.
He's just built different. Like, there's just, look at him. He's just literally different.
He's on the same stuff I am, though. You know that, right? He got busted.
By the way, I love how you mentioned that, by the way. He's on the same stuff that I'm on. But do you look like that, though, without a shirt on? That's what we want to know. I love how he had to include that, right? It's such a fragile ego. He's on the same stuff I'm on, you know that, right? It's like, yeah, but do you look like him, though?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. But my Lord.
Yeah, it's a body.
He's also,
that body won't quit.
He's also ridiculous.
Oh.
It's just a ridiculous body.
Undrafted, too.
Really?
Freak. Undrafted.
Yeah, that's in many ways probably the strongest, fastest ratio of a man you get. You don't get tougher and stronger and
built for football.
yeah. That's just ridiculous.
Some
But he's just
tits
got a
on them
warrior's
quick.
mentality.
No, it's tough as they come. Couldn't play in today's league.
Why?
He get a flag every play.
Yeah, he's just too rough.
No, he played when it was real football. Yeah, real deal, Holyfield.
Okay, well, Brendan's out here taking the same stuff that that guy's taking, by the way. Looks the same as well, by the way. It looks the same. He looks the same.
I love it. Very happy with his
Can
body.
take him
As
off.
well
Brian
he
won't
should
get to it.
be.
He's like,
As
I love
well he
beautiful
should
black
be happy.
man. He can't move on.
He's very, very happy with his body. Let's take a little break.
Okay, and I think, is that it, the clips? I think that might be the clips. And then we can watch the rest of it, actually. Let me just quickly jump over to the Fire and the Kids subreddit. And yeah, man, mad situation, isn't it? Mad situation. They're going through a lot of ups and downs, it seems like. Emotionally. I'm still confused why they're even going. Brian, I get it. It's still a bit late, but I get it. Rescue your stand-up comedy career. It's the only thing he has. And if he does rescue it, there's a potential, because you never know. People do forget. He could go to a point where he's legitimately selling out theaters. So I see where Brian Callen's point is to go to Austin. I still think it's super late. He should have went there when everybody else went there for first, but you know, better than late than sorry. Or it's better late than never, sorry. But Brendan's move there makes no sense, you know? It's like, why are you going? Brian's going for, you know, to kind of hang on to the last shreds of his stand-up comedy career and see what he can do, give it another round, you know? But what the fuck is Brendan? It's like, what are you doing? Weird. Anyway, let's go to the Reddit, see what they're saying on the Reddit. What they're saying on the Reddit here. What did we talk about? We spoke about the DJ thing. We speak about the Fight Chronicles early onset what's that? Fight Chronicles Part 1 early onset CTE. Jesus Christ, man. That knockout was brutal, wasn't it? But big country. Fucking hell. Could you imagine if he got knocked out like that nowadays? How it would be on the internet? If he got knocked out like this nowadays and he was around, like, he's so lucky he was fighting when he was fighting, because the internet would have, like, you know how bad MMA fans are when someone they don't like loses and gets knocked out? You know how fucking toxic they can be? Could you imagine what it would be like if he was fighting nowadays and he was so disliked as he is now, and he got fucking routinely just flatlined? Honestly, he must be thanking his lucky stars that he's not fighting nowadays. Is Clay moving to Austin? We played this one already, didn't we? I think so.
I'm sure you've answered this multiple times, but you and Chip moving to Austin. I have answered it multiple times, but that's okay. It's nice that people have interest. Shin's moving. I'm not. Golden Hour will continue with Chris and Eric in LA. And that's what's up.
I'm not too sure how that's going to last, man. I'm not going to lie. Although they get along well, Chris and Eric, and by the sounds of it, they talk a lot outside of the pod as well, and they're wives seem to be friendly with each other too. I don't see how long that show's gonna last, because I do get the feeling they get kind of bored of each other. Maybe it's because they talk to each other outside of the pod, but you do get the feeling sometimes when they're alone, when Brendan has to pop out or he leaves early, that they really struggle to get over that 55-minute mark, you know? But when they were flipping Brenda, like, do you know what I mean? It was super easy. So, yeah, I don't know. The Chin, I understand why he's moving. I get it. He's going to go down with the ship. Nick's a good idea to stay where he's at. But I don't think Golden Hour is going to last without Brendan. I'm not going to lie. As mad as that sounds. Obviously, we saw the price cut shit. Yeah, we saw that. The house is still up for sale. Price cut by 252,000. So that's cool to see. What says Papa is easy to stump with this riddle?
Yeah. I don't care about B-days. It is what it is.
What are you going to be, 42?
Yeah. Or 41.
I could have sworn you was.
How do you forget your age? Is that a redacted thing? Is that because he's a beast of a businessman and he's just got too much on his plate? Or do people normally do that? Do people normally forget their age?
But you're gonna be 43, but you said last. Yeah.
I think you're 2 years older than me. I'm going to be the big 4-0. I'm reaching level 4.
So I'm 42.
Yeah.
What do you mean same I'm 42? When you're not 4-0? Did he say I'm gonna hold on? What did he say? I'm gonna be the big 4-0.
Said last. Yeah.
I think you're 2 years older than me. I'm going to be the big 4-0. I'm reaching level 4.
So I'm 42.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the big 4-0, which is 40, and he says same I'm 42. No, but it's not the same, is it? It's not the same. What?
What year did you turn 16?
Let's see. I graduated in 2001. So how old are you when you graduate high school?
Oh.
Don't get me wrong. It's a bit of a hard question. When you, what year was it when you were 16? But the way he's going about answering it is so funny. You can imagine how he was like in school or in college, isn't it? Oh my fucking god, man! Honestly.
So 90,
17, 18. You're same age as
98.
me.
Probably like 98, 99.
Yeah. 99.
That's still one of the best clips. That's still one of the best clips ever. That's still one of the fucking best clips ever. Having no idea how to fill up the gas tank in the car, that is like such a good clip, man. Such a fucking good clip. Moving on. What happens next? Oh yes, honestly, I haven't seen these in ages. Big up what's happening next. Big up Icarus Lives. Honestly, I love these. What happens next? Part 10. Big up Icarus Lives.
What happens next?
It's pillow, and you're saying pillow, and that bothers me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Chris. It bothers me as well immensely. Well, science begs to differ. That's how we say it. Yeah, of course it's gonna be B. Of course it's gonna be B. That's how we say it in Denver. Of course it's gonna be B. Of course.
Well, that's how we say it in Denver, dude. That's how we say it in Denver.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's all
bad. But you say milk too.
Yep.
It's milk.
Just depends where you
The
come
whole
from.
thing. Somebody beat half the vowels out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The guy's down to 2 vowels.
I know, man.
Yes, what do you think in the stream chat? CTE changes vowels. Is it A, CTE changes vowels, or B, I should be farting? I'm going to say CTE changes vowels. Okay, just going to repeat what Theo said. So I'm going to go with A. What do you guys say in the stream chat? A or B? CTE changes valves, or I should be farting? A or B? A or B? Let me know in the stream chat. A or B? A or B? A or B? B or A? A or B? B or A? A or B? What do you guys think? A or B? A or B? A or B? Oh, the screen went out for some reason. A or B? A or B? Come on, stop. What's it called? There you go. A or B? A or B? A or B? A or B?
I should be farting whenever I want it.
Oh, wow. It's B. Okay, fair play. It's B. Got it wrong.
Yeah. Sportsbook app right now.
Sportsbook app right now. Double Lopez moment. Triple Lopez moment. B. Triple Lopez moment.
Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code FIGHTER. All right? Use the promo code FIGHTER. And the promo code is FIGHTER at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sportsman.
It was B. For once I got it. That's amazing. What the fuck was that? His brain short-circuited. Oh my god, that was brilliant. One more time. Oh.
Sportsbook app right now. Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code FIGHTER. All right? Use the promo code FIGHTER. And the promo code is FIGHTER at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sportsman partner of the freaking last Super Bowl Sunday. And you know they're the official sport fighter.
But you guys need to get hip.
Honestly, man. How hard is it just to re-record these ad breaks? Or those ad reads? How hard is it? He's legitimately sounds like he's got brain damage. What you guys don't... It's like, bro, just take your time. Breathe. Do it slowly. Or just edit it out or record it again. Like, you don't need to keep that in. That is so lazy. Just trying to... You want to do everything in one take and keep it moving. But it's like, that's so lazy, bro. Take pride in what you do. Like, god damn. Okay, see Sean Strickland. Let's see what he's saying.
By your dads a little bit more. You guys need to get like an alcoholic rage beating, and then you'll start fucking learning how to have, nuts.
Okay. A, redact response or actual funny response? I'm gonna say A, redact response.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the experts might have some questions about that, but you seem to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Man Slime's still unconscious, right?
That was actually a funny one, yeah, for once.
Yes. Bro, I've been telling you about D-Lo since back. Man, Dana, I told you I gotta see that man live, bro.
Honestly, so good. So. Oh, big up, what's that? Big up Wilson Bargo 37. 3 times AZ. Make sure you say it 5 times. Okay, fair play. Touche. Little League opening day. Jets were hired for flyover to make it special. Papa's appreciative. Really? Jets during the Little League, huh?
It's a bit of a disaster. It's fun though. They had opening day this weekend, and they had 4 jets fly overhead for the opening ceremony. I was like, hey,
Super
bud,
Bowl?
how much did that cost? Yeah.
I saw those jets.
Yeah.
I was like, what are those doing?
They're the opening day at our Little League.
Yeah, because I think I live by...
Yeah, you live right there. Yeah. And they put out smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought it should have been red, white, and blue smoke, but it was just gray smoke.
Okay, we get it, bro. We get it. You're a conservative. We understand. Like, this new identity, this new mechanic wanting to have the flag hat. We get it, bro. If it's that patriotic, go in the army or something, man. Oh my god. Exhausting.
Cameras are on and you just hear a dog howling and sagebrush.
Well, I think that's
when I'll be gone.
That's my guard dog. Donnie thinks he's a Cane Corso. What is it?
Okay, thanks. It's just a package.
Yeah, just put it down there. Yeah, I thought the smoke should have been red, white, and blue, but it's just gray smoke.
Maybe it's extra for the colors.
Nah, you're right. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I mean, let's invest that money in the snack shack. Forget these planes. And it's just, and I was like, yay. I'm like, dude, how much that cost? Whatever. They do it every year.
I would press X to doubt on the whole story not being true, but what's his name? The other producer guy kind of confirmed something was happening. So I'll just take it as, maybe it didn't happen. But again, another nonsense, irrelevant story that no one needs to really hear about on the podcast, But because he doesn't really enjoy talking about UFC or MMA, I think he really enjoyed shooting the shit with my quote unquote friends, quote unquote employees on his podcast way more. I don't think he actually enjoys hanging out with his family or whatever else it may be. I don't think so. Another one, what else we got here? Let's move up, actually. He'll educate you on Dagestanis, B.
I cannot emphasize this enough. Get close. I can't emphasize this enough. Turn up your car radio right now. Listen to me very carefully. I know.
Turn up your car radio, bro. Ain't no one in the car radio listening to you, my friend. I promise you.
And Kalaev is Dagestanian. I know. And who's the best striker he knocked out? Let's go through it real quick so I can educate a few of you that think all Dagestanians just wrestle. And Kalaev fancy self striker. There's not a lot of left juice in that towel to keep squeezing out. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait till this fight. I can't wait. I really would love Aspera to win, but the way he's going in on Ankalaev, the way he's going in on Dagestanians in general, you know, I wouldn't also mind a devastating fucking knockout for him, do you know? It's becoming a bit much, man. Becoming a bit much. But hey, what do I know? Yo, big up Ashley. Ashley comments in the chat. Well, one Ashley, hope you're well, my dear. Hope you're well. Big up MC. The Jets were for something more important. Oh yeah, probably, yeah. And it just happened to fly over the Little League one as well, true. Big up Tony FM. I know why he brings the dog to work. Golden Doodles are insanely annoying, high energy dogs. Their owners are the same way, and they take the dog around to town to tire it out. Okay, cool. Yeah. And also, that's also true. And also, I think his wife told him that he can't leave the dog at home. Because if she leaves the dog at home, she's going to look after it. And he, you know, which is fair enough. So I think that's also why he brings it to work. The IG photo, the most underrated dish on Chang's, yeah. I want to see the whole photo, man. I want to see the whole photo. This is taken from the photo shoot I think he did with that guy. Some guy did a photo shoot with him recently, taking a picture of his new of that vintage Hummer he's got. So I guess it's one of the pictures of him. He's wearing his fucking drive fast all gas overall merch. Honestly, with his hat backwards like a real mechanic. Honestly, man, Brendan's a fucking funny guy, man. He really is a funny guy. One moment it was fucking comedy, next moment it was this. Yo, big up, Ashley Cummings. Yeah, back to you, my dear. Big up Ashley Cummings. Appreciate you. Love you more. Thank you for the super chat, my dear. I don't know, man. This guy's incredible, honestly. Like, this is the sort of thing you do when you're a child, isn't it? Like these multiple personalities, or framing your whole personality around the thing that you do. But being a 42 plus year old man with 3 kids and a wife doing this is utterly embarrassing. Like, and it's the most embarrassing about it is not even the cosplay for me. The most embarrassing thing for me about it is just the lack of sincerity coming into it. Like, no humility, you know? He came into it straight away. I'm an expert. I know everything. You know? Like, overestimating his knowledge, expertise, all this malarkey, driving people away, causing arguments, all this sort of stuff. It's like, bro, you're only in it for like how long? And you're already causing all these issues. Like, Jesus Christ, man. So yeah. Yeah, definitely. What's the caption saying anyway? One of the most underrated and cringiest dishes on the menu is always his Instagram profile picture. You can always tell what phase he's going through. The photos with the microphone were always the best, but I gotta admit, the photo makes me laugh pretty hard. I'd hate to see the photo he decided not to use. Oh yeah, true, I remember the comedian times, that was him with a microphone, always on stage with a microphone, with his mouth open wide, or someone in the audience laughing super hard. But now, because stand-up is over, we move on. There is no more stand-up. Stand-up is dead. Which would have been sick if, like, you know, someone did a prank on that. But let's continue. Imagine getting a DM from this picture, Bozo saying, gimme. I guess it's just a copy and paste what I already said, but I'm able to post it on here. Cool. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Very cringe proper picture from Brendan. Very, very cringe. What else is happening here? Lawsuit Papa talking numbers.
Story.
Oh, did I tell you this? Daddy's getting a check from the UFC. Did we talk about this? The antitrust lawsuit?
What happened?
The lawyer called me. He's like, you're on the list. I was on it so long ago, I forgot about it. He goes, they settled. I go, congrats. What do I get? The money in like 10 years when I'm fucking old and gray? He goes, no, July. I'll say, what? What years is it? 2013, 2018. I went, that's my entire career. Okay. He goes, yeah, you got a pretty good check coming, bud.
Let's see.
And it's based on earnings?
If he ends up getting a measly amount, or he ends up over-egging what his client told him, that's when you know he has a real problem, you know? That's when you know there's a real issue, like real issue. But yeah, let's go on. Bappa made an appearance on my suggested Reddit thread in NFL Noobs. Why did some players with an amazing measurables not get drafted? Question. Was listening to a podcast the other day, and this guy who owns a truck merchandising company, Brendan Shaw, talked about playing football in college. He said he benched 42 reps at 225, even though he's only 245 pounds. This would be pound for pound, depending on who your definition of pound is, a performance that would blow out basically every NFL prospect in history. On the different, when you put it that, by the way, when they break it down like that in that detail, it makes you appreciate the lie in it. This would pound for pound, depending on what your definition of pound per pound is, be a performance that would blow out every NFL prospect in history, if he actually did what he said he did, which obviously he didn't because he's lying. Let's see what it says here. On a different episode, he mentions that he also ran a 4.440. He also broke the record for most all-time for most pull-ups at the gym. He worked out until Tim Tebow broke the record. He didn't mention how many times he actually did it, but given his athletic calculating areas, I'm gonna chill out for a bit. He did say a lot that he was involved to a trial for the Bills, but never got signed. Okay, cool. I didn't know it was that bad, man. I didn't know it was that bad. Fucking hell, Papa. Fucking hell. We continue. UFC has been pickpocketing Alex Pereira this whole time.
Since he got the light heavyweight, everyone's like, "Oh, I want to see him fight a grappler. He needs to fight a grappler. That's his Achilles heel. He needs to fight a grappler." You know, he gets Khalil Roundtree. They're getting him, pickpocket kind of the exact fights that he needs stylistically. They're only giving him strikers. He needs to fight Ankalaev.
What does he mean when he says pickpocket? Attenzione, pickpocket. What does he actually mean to say? Is he trying to say like they're trying to give him like what? Like just let her rest, innit? I don't know. What is this? What is this like pickpocketing? I don't understand what he's trying to say here. She's been pickpocketing Alex Pereira this whole time. Like what? Like what does that even mean? Huh? I don't know. Whatever it means is fucking ridiculous. Let's move on. Let's say this one. They're now being funded by China. Why is this China? Oh, because there's an advert called TikTok. Okay, big up A Martinez. Cherry pick Tampa. Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking you're trying to say. Some bromance here. Let's see this one.
I'd love to have skin like that. You don't
caramel.
You don't need sunblock.
You talking about this caramel skin?
You got some caramel skin, bro.
No, I don't believe in sunblock. Do you know the history of sunblock?
No.
Oh, dude. Oh man.
Maybe everyone.
By the way, you're very happy with your try.
Maybe everyone needs a fucking Brian Callen in their life, innit? Just some older dude that just fucking cucks out on you at every given opportunity. You don't even have to tell him, and he's just there, ready to go. Maybe we all need a fucking him in our life. Another one here, Feast.
This one
95 though.
Really annoys me. That Billy McFarland guy with the whole Firefest is back and saying, "Oh, we're doing another one."
Dude, Donnie, would you go to Fry Fest 2? This one? And eat that sandwich?
Yeah, you see the way he talks to the dog and acts with it is definitely different to how he talks about the dog. It makes it seem like that dog is a nuisance, doesn't know when to leave me alone, but it's clear that dog's getting a lot of love and affection, so it makes sense why they have to go out their way to make them go as well. I completely understand that one. I completely understand. Let's roll in. This man has learned nothing.
Love them. You're fucking around.
Yeah.
You can talk. You could say, "Did you ever try to say that?" You know what you left out. Like you forgot, and they're like, "Oh, I forgot about that." Yeah, that's a big part of the bit.
Yeah, I never tried stand up, so that's
you could do it.
Oh no,
it seems terrifying to me. But
so singing on stage.
Oh no,
you could do it.
It's a lot easier to scream with 50,000 watts behind your voice, than tell a joke and
Is
bomb
it though?
and bomb.
Because you could suck at that.
Okay, what else is this one? We did that as well. Let's go to the next page. If you're liking the stream, please like the stream down below, by the way. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please like the stream. Help a brother out. like the stream down below. What's this? The TikTok economy impact ad reading 4. What's this one about? What? They're doing TikTok ads now, yeah? Cool.
Little break here, kids, because what does a mechanic, an auto shop owner in Georgia, a taco restaurant operator in Arizona, and a life-saving medical innovator in Tennessee have in common? Well,
they're all small businesses.
You're right, dude. Yeah. And they're all thriving on TikTok. She Mechanic, Arizona Taco King, and CPR Rap are just 3 of the 7.5 million businesses across the U.S. that are using TikTok to compete and grow.
And these are from family.
What do they do though? What does this company do?
Run establishments to entrepreneurs. 70% of businesses on TikTok say the platform has allowed them to scale their operations, increase sales, and expand to new locations. And that growth means jobs. Today, millions of businesses on TikTok employ more than 28 million people and counting. That's crazy.
Small businesses thrive on TikTok. Learn more about TikTok's contribution.
These are some media adverts, bro. These are some media adverts. It's probably this is some face painting. This is some Jesus Christ. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, cool. We done that one. What's this? Community note has wrist wraps on it. What? Okay, no. This thing about Israel, this one is his girlfriend and Brendan on top there. One for the boys, you know, as if he's not married to a woman himself. It's like, God Almighty, this anti-Elon Gold thing is just really weird and bizarre. But hey, humans are gonna human when it comes to that sort of stuff. So let's continue the vlog. So, what did I first do today? Let's quickly move on from that one. What else we got? Oh yeah, there we go. This is this is allegedly the proof that he needed to show. No video, by the way, but this is a proof. 225 for 25, 315 for 15, and 225 for what? For 18. Absolutely mental workout, man. Absolutely mental, you know? God damn. Continuing on. Clint has to be reminded that Papa's audio is king. Yeah, I love this clip. It's one of my favorite clips, by the way. I love this.
A long way. A long, long way. You know.
What else you got? That's ridiculous. I can't believe ESPN posted that.
Yeah.
This is so weird. Have you seen the latest, though?
So, no, but I mean.
Look up the latest, though. You need the latest before we get into it.
They think carbon monoxide, I thought.
No.
Okay, announce what it is so people that are listening can understand what's going on.
Chin is getting really frustrated. I wonder if it's because he has to listen to the show a lot more to put the ads in, whether or not he gets complaints directly to him. Chin definitely has been fighting the good fight against these guys and their fucking shitty flipping, you know, whatever else for time. So, you know, blessings and faith go out to fucking Chin. He's hanging on in there.
Sorry,
so it's
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, it's Gene Hackman. His wife, dog, and him were found dead in the home.
Yay, fresh air. Yeah, fresh air.
The only thing I would change is nothing. It's amazing.
You should see a therapist.
That's a really good point, though. That's a really good point, but love it when people say that sort of stuff while they're driving fancy cars. What is going on here? Everyone else sent Jim pics of TRT for their TRT sponsorship, and he sent replacement buggy and a car pic. Exactly. That's such a good reflection of, like, you know, the kind of laugh he's on. Everybody here is in demonstrably good shape. They're showing off the figure and stuff, and the guy that did the party in his home, you know, after flipping all of that shit. Oh, what a fucking brilliant thing. What's happening here? The mispronunciation of Callan.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. I'm in here with Brian Callan. How you doing? Callan. I told you I'm on a bender.
Have with me today Brian Callan. He is an actor, stand-up comedian, and the host of Off Limit and the Fighter and the Kids podcast.
Put a finger to my lips, says, shh, let the old man speak.
Oh my God.
They call me Brian Callahan. In this cruel world, there is a man you should listen to as you journey on through life. His name is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Snakes for a bag.
Honestly, it's so cringe.
You fucked up. You should have never done that song. It was terrible.
What was he thinking, man? What was that guy thinking? Anyway, hilarious. You're my girlfriend now. But yeah, that's it for the time being. That's it for the time being. I'm gonna love you guys and leave you there. We'll come back on the other side tomorrow for a bit more of a longer show. And then we can go on from there, my friends. I'm gonna love you and leave you for now. We'll come back tomorrow for a longer show. We'll go over the rest of what's left of this random show, and we'll also go over what's coming out. Anything coming out? Something coming out? No, nothing's come out yet. Oh shit! I got to review shots. I got to review so much for fucking the Patreon. So keep an eye out. There'll be some recordings uploaded on the Patreon soon. And yeah, I got to get that done. I think there's a short special. Who else could release a special? I think somebody else dropped one. I forgot who, but I'll double check anyway. But I'll do that as well. So keep an eye out for that. And I also need to update and continue on the series of Is Joe Rogan Funny? So you'll see that also on the Patreon too. But for now, thank you for tuning in, people. Please smash the like button. Please help me out down below by smashing the like button if you can. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize the channel. So subscribe if you haven't already before. That'd be greatly appreciated. But apart from that, thank you for joining me. A pleasure, never ever a chore. And most likely we'll see you guys again tomorrow for another episode of The Random Show. So stay safe, be well, look after yourselves and that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow. Peace.